Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Knights of the Last Call. We are in the midst of Rise of the Runelords, the very first Pathfinder adventure path, which we are converted to 2nd edition and are playing our way through. Last time, the group of intrepid heroes, the Knights, finished up their exploration and defeating of Irilium, the Quasit Witch, who guarded the minor Runewell of Wrath in the Catacombs beneath Sandpoint. However, all of the events that have been transpiring have been leading to one inevitable truth. Nualia and her cronies, along with the Thistletop goblins, are preparing for their final assault on Sandpoint, not just to burn the town to the ground for their own petty revenge reasons, but so that Nualia can complete her covenant with Lamash II, her patroness, goddess of monsters, and complete her transformation from beautiful Asimar to full-fledged demon.
Why?
Because she views her celestial heritage as a curse. The group returns from the catacombs, meets with some of the town's leaders, including Mayor Deverin and Sheriff Hemlock, and discuss plans for how to best approach Thistletop and deal with the goblins. Unfortunately, if you may recall, the sheriff had left town along with some of the town's guards to go to Magnamar in order to seek additional guardsmen. So the town is actually not very well defended at all right now, and the sheriff is not in town. Mayor Deverin, in her brief meeting with you, pleads, begs that you, the adventurers and heroes of Sandpoint, Knights of Last Call, will journey to the Thistletop and deal with the goblins and the greater threat that lies within. For you know a truth that you may not have told the mayor, which is that Nualia, even now, is in the midst of trying to unleash some form of great evil that lies within the depths of that goblin stronghold, which may be more than meets the eye. Malfeshnekor, a powerful ancient evil of the old world, kind of like a Balrog, lies chained and bound in a prison beneath the Thistletop. And Nualia seeks to free it. And if it was freed, Sandpoint would have little hope of survival. You guys might not have much of a survival. You guys couldn't even beat a 3-armed goblin.
Yeah, we eventually did.
Yeah.
Is there any word on Rip?
Rip Nugget.
Rip Nugget. Rip Nugget was one of the 5 great goblin heroes or chieftains of the area. He was or is the chieftain of the Nettlewood goblins that live on Thistletop. He has thrown his lot in with Nualia, and he rules the goblins from Thistletop, although he himself is but a servant now to the greater evil that is Nualia. But it is well known that Rip Nugget and his fierce mounted gecko still rule.
There you go.
That's a large gecko.
I think it's medium because he's a goblin, so he's small. A gecko the size of a table is still a big gecko.
A big gecko.
Yeah. It's a big gecko.
Right.
Okay.
And then just to recap for the players, the new spells I have are Acid Arrow, which lets me shoot like a magical acid arrow. And then, of course, Enlarge, which I can cast on you guys, as well as myself. Mm-hmm. And then my Divinity chooses, or what is it? Source or whatever. What do they call it?
Your
Bloodline.
Your Electric Arc does 2d4 damage.
Which one?
Electric Arc does 2d4 damage.
And we determined last week.
Because it does 1d4 right now.
Yeah.
As a level 1 spell. Now you're going to be casting it as a level 2 spell.
But isn't it a 0 at first?
No, it's Electric Arc is a cantrip 1.
Oh, is there a cantrip 0? Yeah. Okay, so that's a
third. That's a third. That's a holdover from 3rd edition.
So it's a cantrip 1, and now I can cast it as a 2nd level.
Yeah.
So it +1.
We also determined, I think, last week, air quotes.
Last episode.
Last episode.
Yeah, for the people at home, there's a little bit of a break here because we stopped filming for a few weeks because Bob got the corona.
We did have a COVID.
The Rona.
Yeah. That if you enlarged me, I would lose my clumsy 1.
Right. We actually said that a penalty is a buff for Azius.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Azius's giant instinct means that he's always clumsy 1 because he's holding a hammer that's just too big for him. Mm-hmm. And it's part of his instinct that he just like, I have to use a hammer. I have to use this 8-foot tall long hammer.
So when he's properly sized.
He's like, oh, finally I can use this thing the way I'm supposed to.
This feels right. This feels good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
My 3rd spell is Resist Energy. So I can cast that on, I think, me or anyone.
Yeah, so let's talk. So a couple things. Acid Arrow has a couple of cool features about it. First, the target is a creature or an object. So
you can hit that lock.
Yeah, so exactly. So certain things can't be used against objects, but this can. The other thing that's cool about this is not only on a hit, not only do you do damage.
Bless you.
Thank you. Not only do you damage, but you do
Ongoing.
persistent damage, which is ongoing. Yeah, exactly. So
Have a swig of your cloud harvested.
we haven't gotten
03.
to the beer of the week.
I just figured you needed a sip of drink after your for your throat. What are you drinking over there, Danny?
Yeah, for the people at home also too, our recording studio is about 500
Rockstar.
feet or
From
from
police
the
station.
Wycliffe main fire station.
Fire department, yeah.
Which is why we hear it sometimes. Although they've been going out a lot tonight. This is like the third call out I've seen tonight.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I wonder
All
how today fares from a normal crony year the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
right.
everyone's off.
Yeah.
well,
Biggest
normally
drinking day of
this
the
is
year.
normally the biggest drinking day of the year.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of biggest drinking day of the year,
Dun.
Matt, why don't you tell us what you brought us?
So I brought Rheingeist from Cincinnati here in Ohio. It's the Cloud Harvest 03. I'm not sure what 03 means, and I don't know what Cloud Harvest means either. But it's an unfiltered, juicy IPA. So I know what IPA means.
Right.
An Indian Pale Ale means it's going to be hoppy. I don't know what juicy means. I imagine unfiltered means that it doesn't filter out maybe some of the yeast. So
It
it's
says notes
thicker.
of tangerine, lemon, and
I
grapefruit.
taste the fruitiness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I taste the fruitiness.
I like it. I'm not sure what
definitely
it's
got
telling
some
me.
citrus notes.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that since we've started this beer of the week, all we do is drink really high volume,
Why
high
wouldn't
proof
you?
alcohol.
Well, I mean, like, what do we get? Someone's drinking Bud Light, you know? And
Oh, for sure. There you go, Rory.
That's what I'm saying.
Rory, get us that sponsor, buddy. Rory, get us that sponsor.
Like a Post Malone sponsor.
Yeah.
no offense to Bud Light, Columbus, Ohio.
There you go.
Yeah. So a couple things about resist energy
Columbus.
too, Matt.
Yeah, it's Columbus. Yeah.
Just remember,
Headquarters.
resist energy is 10 minutes long. So.
Yeah, and it gives you a 5 resistance, which
Yep.
just means like so as soon as
Well, when you
get hit-
cast it, you pick a type of energy:
Yep.
acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic, and a shield of elemental energy will then protect that creature against that. And they will basically, if they get hit for 12, they would take 7. If they get hit for 4, they would take 0. So-
after they get hit, it's the amount of damage minus 5.
correct. Yeah. So useful if
We fight some fire demons.
absolutely. Like, let's say you're going up against Nualia, and with her demonic heritage, she can now bring forth hellfire. Which she
I have
can.
no idea what you're talking about.
she
I'm
can.
just a simple dwarf.
Get that resist energy.
With that resist energy. All right.
Actually, I thought I read a cool thing about dwarfs. They call like their bar, an ale forge. And I was like, why the hell haven't I been calling it an ale forge? That sounds so cool.
Ale forge is
That's way
Yeah, so I just read that in a book. So from now on, there's an ale forge is kind of what his
We'll
was.
be hitting the ale forge
Yeah,
after.
I was like, that is such a clever thing to say. Again, I never thought of it like that, but I was reading about a dwarf bar in this book I had.
So basically, I've been carrying this ivory rancer around.
Oh, the Rensu.
Yeah,
what is the Ransur?
It was on a statue.
Remember, you found that statue of Runelord Alisnast, the Runelord of Wrath, that was like from 5,000 years ago,
Oh,
and
nasty.
you found that Alisnasty, and
He's gone.
I had to recall him. Sorry.
You kicked my dog.
You there, Danny?
Yo,
Okay, good.
yeah, you had found that.
I
What
just
you gonna
didn't
do
know
with
what
it?
the value
You're gonna have
was
to.
on it.
Well, it's going to be a little bit difficult to sell because no one in Sandpoint wants an ancient Thessalonian artifact.
Should I hang on to it?
You could, but there is a gentleman who, now you think you could sell it in Magnamar. So, Magnamar's like, it's not quite equivalent, but it's like the equivalent of like New York City.
Sure.
It's like, a couple, well, maybe not New York City.
So using my war lore, I know I could fetch a better price in Magnamar.
Correct, because it's just a bigger city. There's going to be more people that are going to be available to buy it. That being said, there's a gentleman, a traveling merchant, if you will, who's in from Magnamar, and he'll basically buy it, but he's only going to pay on commission for it because he's basically going to want to make a profit.
All right.
And so he's willing to take it off of your hand for, you figure it's worth about 400 silver.
Okay.
He'll
not
take
bad.
it off your hand for
Does the
250.
Ooh.
Now 250 silver is a lot of silver.
so does the currency work? Is it just logarithmic? Like
Tens.
Tens, yeah.
so gold would be 27 gold.
Yeah, another way of saying it is it's worth 40 gold.
Do you think he'd help an adventurer out and give us 300?
Rory's always trying to haggle every time.
Rory, go ahead and make a diplomacy
Diplomacy?
check.
Do you want is Burl there with you?
But
With
before-
his +9
Yeah.
diplomacy?
Before you make the diplomacy check, though, What is it that you're trying to do in order to convince him to give you a better price?
Well, we're just trying to save this continent from getting blown up by a abysmal type demon.
Okay, so you're going with
Tax free.
you're going with the we're doing the greater good thing.
For the greater good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
Can
a
I
10 total.
Can I assist?
Matt, you can go ahead and try to give Azius aid. Go ahead and make a DC 20 diplomacy check.
25.
Well, it gives you a +1.
Ooh. All right, so better than the average.
Yeah. So what'd you get?
11.
Not good enough.
If
Burl, you get there too late.
yeah, in the future, Gore, if you would like to have Burl talk on your behalf for
Yeah.
these types of things,
You got the diplomacy.
my +9 diplomacy.
Ooh,
Yeah, as opposed to your
wow.
+0.
Yeah.
You know.
I have +4 charisma, so yeah, diplomacy
yeah.
is.
Well, you're also apparently trained in it.
yes.
Out of curiosity, so what did you raise to expert, or did you take on your skill?
Oh, that's right.
Danny, I think I heard you took your stealth to expert. Is that right?
Acrobatics, sorry.
Oh, okay, acrobatics. Okay.
Which also makes sense.
yeah, it's also very good, especially with his high movement.
Yeah.
I took medicine to expert, and
Okay.
because it only uses proficiency when you're using assurance.
which means
Yeah.
you can now. Well, there's two things actually, Rory. You have a lot of interesting things.
Mhm.
So with assurance, you're gonna get
Assurance
10
is the feat.
Yeah, it's a feat. So instead of rolling, whatever skill you have assurance in, you just get your proficiency plus
The default.
the default.
10 or
Yeah.
15 or
Plus
something.
10.
So your proficiency is
It's
level
now
3, 7. So you get a 17,
Yeah.
right? When you
Just
assure.
by default.
Just
like,
assure. But one of the things to remember now though is because you're an expert in medicine, you now can go for a higher heal. When you do your treat wounds,
Yeah.
you can choose to voluntarily increase the DC from 15 to 20.
Okay.
And when you do that, obviously you couldn't use assurance then because assurance only gets a 17, so you have to roll.
Right.
But when you go for the 20 DC, I think it heals 2d8 plus 10 hit points.
Yeah.
So a
Instead
little
of
more
2.
risky now, but then obviously.
And I was reading that, and I didn't understand how.
Yeah,
that
so
worked,
basically it's
but
like,
that makes
you know,
sense
it's kind of, you basically have 2 different levels that you could treat at. You can do like, I could put a Band-Aid on it, or you can like try to put stitches in.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
so the Band-Aid, you basically auto pass.
All right.
And you get that 2d8. But if you want to push it because someone needs it, you can go for the higher,
and that's
check.
2d8.
and that's 2d8 plus 10.
Okay. I was reading it, but it didn't make sense till you said it out loud.
Cool. Matt, what'd you take?
I took trained in occultism.
Okay, so you just took a trained. Okay, and then Bob, what'd you do with your skill?
I went to an expert in athletics.
Okay,
Oh,
nice.
the other thing I did.
I will never turn on strength.
Still a
Was-
-1 in athletics.
By the way, what did you end up taking for your skill feat at level 2?
Shake it off. That
No,
was
no,
the,
no. That's your barbarian feat.
Assured athletics. That was the one
Oh,
you talked
okay.
about where I automatically get a 10.
Right. So we never got into that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have assured athletics. So the way assurance works, we were just describing this, you weren't here, is you don't roll. You just get a 10 plus your proficiency bonus,
Yep.
but you don't add your stat. Okay.
Yep.
So your athletics proficiency is now 7, correct?
Yes.
So basically, if you want to, you can get you don't have to roll. You can get a 17
Every time.
Yep.
every time.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's what's cool about that. Assurance, when you use assurance on a skill, you do not get you don't get to add your stat. But you also don't add any penalties.
You don't even have to roll, right?
You don't roll.
That's exactly.
So there's no penalties to it though either.
Yeah.
That
I love
includes multiple attack penalties.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So,
For athletics?
correct. So, if let's say you attack,
Yes.
okay? Now you attack again.
Yes.
You have a -5. You attack, so now you want to attack a third time.
Yes.
-10.
Yep.
So let's say you attack. You're not at -5. You attack. You have a third action. You want to attack. You don't want to attack. You want to shove.
Which is athletic.
Which is an athletics attack.
Mm-hmm.
You would make it a athletics check
Yep.
with a -10.
17.
With a -10.
Oh, yeah.
Or you could use assurance and just get a 17.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, if their fort save
It's
is
higher. You
higher
still
than
gotta roll
17,
dice.
you fail.
Yeah.
But if their fort save is 17 or lower,
Auto.
you will auto succeed every time.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't give you the penalty, it also it ignores the multiple attack penalty. So it's a great option for you, especially once you suss out what their fort save is, for you to push them around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that applies for anything with athletics. It's just shove is particularly good for you because your hammer lets you shove.
Yes.
Shove and grapple are the combat athletics.
Grapple, trip, shove, disarm.
Okay.
So basically you can just push somebody with it. And the other thing is to remember too, actually I think it's a little bit higher than that because you have a +1 weapon, right?
I do now. I wrote it down.
So because your
That's right.
hammer has the shove trait, that +1 applies to your athletics check when you use the hammer to shove.
That's interesting.
18.
So it's actually, so really your athletics is whatever is +11.
Yes.
But if you're using your hammer to shove with your hammer, it's +12.
Yeah, sweet.
And so really it's an 18 on the assurance.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Well, so that's one of the things that having the type on your weapon matters is that you can use that bonus not just for attacking with it, but also for doing whatever that weapon is specialized at doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like once I took the
A great, I'm sorry
Sorry,
to
no,
interrupt you,
continue.
but a great example of that is Danny. So when Danny is in his wolf jaw stance, if Danny is flanking somebody, it says that it's one of those kind of like throwaway lines. But when Danny is in that stance and he flanks somebody, his hand attacks gain the trip tag. So Danny can use his hands to trip somebody. But if he has +1 hands, which he does, he would get that bonus to try to trip them.
You're just grabbing people by the ankles.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that still on your thing, Danny, was those hand wraps that you got.
So, okay.
So
But
+1.
so the guy, instead of, it's worth 400 silver.
Yeah.
The guy's offering you
Best I could do.
best I can do 250.
You guys want?
We could hang on. We could hang out to another city. I mean, unless we're hurting.
I mean,
Well, I also
keep
wanted
in your
to
room.
do.
I'll
I
carry
wanted
that
to
thing
grab a
around.
hooded lantern and a buckler.
I mean, standard things
What
you should
are
be able to find.
What are
Yeah,
you
those are fine.
talking about?
Those are common.
Yeah.
enough? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be in your book, Rory. And the
What is a
equipment
hooded
section.
lantern?
So a hooded lantern imagines just like a Coleman lantern,
But then
with
put a
flask
hood
of
on top.
oil, but it's got a little shutter.
Oh, so that you could cover only directional light it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was gonna grab
This is low light, guys. You know.
3.
I got dark vision.
I
3
know.
pints of oil.
Also fine.
Okay.
Jeez, yeah, it's like crazy tonight.
Yeah, that's like the 4th.
The hooded
Yeah,
lantern.
and it's
3
fire
pints
department, it's
of
not police.
oil.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Well,
got
that's what I
the
said. Fire department's right down
Everyone's
the
trying
street.
to cook for tomorrow.
Oh, I guess.
All the
their
fried
meals.
I'm doing the
turkeys.
spatchcocking for the first time.
Oh, you're
Excuse me.
spatchcock.
Yeah.
Excuse me, what did you just call me?
Take out the backbone of the bird.
Yeah.
And
So
you
lays
then you
flat.
crush it on the breastplate, so it lays flat, breast side up, and everything. It cooks like 2 hours. I'm looking at a 2-hour cook time tomorrow.
Right. Because
Man.
you're increasing the
Yeah.
surface area of the
Oh,
cook.
yeah.
Cut
I
out
just
the
never heard that word before.
spatchcocking.
I mean, it's
I learned it
cul-
first
it's
from
quite
Bob's
interesting.
Burgers.
It's a culinary word. What's that?
I learned it first from Bob's Burgers. I texted Gianna last night. I was like, I spatchcocked the turkey. I've got the
you take
I've got the stuffing ready. I've got the the macaroni already. I feel I've never felt
it's-
more like Bob from Bob's Burgers in my
It's
life.
definitely not stuffing if you're spatchcocking your bird.
No, it's dressing technically.
Did
right?
you see that on Good
Stuffing is in the
Mythical Kitchen?
No.
Oh, they did. I think that was them that did it, but they were showing how
I was
it
watching
works.
Alton Brown.
Yeah, it's something to say. I
Hot
know it.
Eats or whatever it was called.
Good Eats.
Good Eats.
I know it from Alton Brown.
Yeah.
My one last idea for the store was I would like a bastard sword.
Okay. Well, the problem there is you're starting to carry a lot of weapons.
Well, I was gonna
Need
hopefully
a bag of holding. Do
take
they have
the
that?
+1 strike from the what's that guy's name? He was the little goblin guy.
The Corvus.
Corvus's sword. I would,
Okay.
if he can transfer the +1 strike from that into the bastard sword, and then I would sell my great sword and the long sword.
Oh, okay. So you're going to switch to Bastard Sword. Now,
Yeah.
the Bastard Sword doesn't do as much damage.
Yeah, it has the trait where if you wield it with 2 hands, you get a D12.
Correct.
Damage. Yeah.
Right. But I think it does have, because you were using what before there?
The
Cor?
great sword, which did D12 damage.
Right. You were using a great sword. Toasty.
It is actually a pretty decent brewski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm enjoying it a lot. Excuse me.
And I also didn't know if the transfer thing Azius did last time still
Right, so the great sword
stood.
is D12
I have it on my-
slashing, versatile piercing, and you want to go to a bastard sword.
Yeah, its only trait is going D12.
Right, but it's a
double-handed.
little bit more expensive, but
Mm.
it doesn't have that versatility. It's only slashing, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I think that's fine. So yeah, great. That's no problem. So let's do a couple things. So you
Yep.
can sell the greatsword for 1 gold.
Yep.
And you can buy the bastard sword for 4 gold.
Okay.
So that's a net
So
cost.
you're getting rid of your greatsword?
3.
Correct.
Okay.
He wants to go to a one-handed weapon that he can wield two-handed if he needs to, but that way he can like hold a lantern.
Okay.
And then I want to have you take the +1 strike from the Corvius sword.
Is that the thing I already did?
No, this is different.
It's not the rune?
I think the group the group technically has 3 +1 runes in it. One was on the hand wraps
Which
that
Danny
Danny
has.
has. Another one was given to you by
That's
the mayor.
the mayor.
That's the rune.
And then
which
the
is
other
on my
one,
maul.
when you fought the 3-armed goblin,
Mm-hmm.
his sword
Has it.
had a +1 potency rune. So you can transfer that with a craft check.
Oh, that's what you want me to do?
And that's
Yeah,
what he
and
wants you
it's
to
3
do.
gold, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make a craft check though, Bob. So basically you're going to
Okay.
transfer that magical rune. You're going to remove it from that sword and re-etch it onto Rory's new bastard sword.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Do a craft.
All right, so
right?
I have a crafting of 6.
Yep.
And just roll a d20?
Yep.
All right. We're going to go with
19.
the 19.
All right, that's not a problem. Okay. It only takes Azius a few hours, but
This is a sweet new metal dice from Kickstarter.
being a dwarf and being a master craftsman, Azius is able to complete the etching and transfer the magical essence. So you now have a
You're welcome.
+1 bastard sword.
And that's just on the strike, not the damage.
That's just on the hit, not the damage.
Okay.
Correct.
And then I sell the long sword, which was
Yeah, these are the quarter inch.
What are you talking about? The holder?
No, these magnets. These are just
Oh,
the
yeah,
quarter
yeah,
inch.
yeah.
I mean, these are literally this. I think they probably use KJ magnetics.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, this guy, I got this off Kickstarter as well. But yeah, they hold really well.
Oh, yeah.
And they're super
Well,
strong.
you saw.
so then I sell the 1 gold long sword for 50 silver.
Good, almost 5.
For 5 silver?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 gold is 10 silver,
Oh, yeah.
not 100.
5 silver.
Oh, and you said it cost me 3 gold to do that transfer, or cost you 3 gold?
I mean,
cost me.
I would
Okay,
I would
good.
assume you would charge Rory, but yeah.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Okay, so that's a good level up. Now, Rory, you also said you're picking up a buckler. I'm assuming that's so that
What's a buckler?
it's like a very tiny metal shield that you kind of strap to your forearm. I'm assuming you're doing that
Nothing
so
a
that you
dwarf
have
would
a
ever
shield
have.
option while being able to keep your hand free.
I want to be able to hold the hooded lantern while I carry that buckler around.
Okay, great.
He
For the most part, I
he
can
like
carry
really
the
went
lantern.
skilled out there. That's actually
Well,
pretty cool.
also remember too, Rory, that means that if you do raise your shield, you now have the option to shield block.
Right. And at spoiler alert, level 4, there's a feat I can pick up that might.
we might die in the
Help.
next 30 minutes. They'll be
What's
talking
it
about
do?
level 4.
Yeah, the only downside of the buckler, Rory, is it doesn't have quite the hit points and hardness of the bigger
Sure.
shield. So
It'll
it's not-
start to break apart.
it'll break apart a little bit.
I have
easier.
that cantrip. So the buckler's more for the.
Oh yeah, you.
I mean, it absorbs, even if it breaks, like it's
Do you really
absorbing.
need it? Oh, I mean, I guess you could have it as a backup in case the shield breaks or whatever.
Should I spoil it at level 4? There's a feat.
No, you
Okay.
keep it to yourself.
Okay.
Rory.
Okay.
All right, so
I know nothing.
Roy, are you good with buying and shopping?
I'm good on the buy. Oh, I need a quiver with arrows.
Also easily bought.
And you mentioned that this bow we had found was worth 14 gold. I'm assuming you meant it was a composite short bow.
It is a composite short bow.
Okay, I'm gonna hang on to that.
Yeah, that's a good bow to have.
Big brain on Brad.
Right, and so the nice thing about the composite versus the regular bow is, or the short bow rather versus the longbow. Longbows have this rule called volley, which means a longbow is actually less. There's like a minimum distance.
Yeah. Not just, they're obviously a maximum, but also a minimum.
Right, like a
Right.
longbow isn't very accurate at short range.
And we're in a cave.
So the
It's
short,
like, yeah, if you're
right.
pulling
So
were.
yeah, so if you're outdoors and you're on the fields of Rohan, then the longbow's a
Yeah.
lot better. But when you're doing like close dungeon type stuff, the short bow's the way to go.
if you're
And the
hanging out and Jon Snow is charging you at the battle.
Yeah,
of
so the
Bastards.
composite short bow is the way to go. Now, the difference between the composite short bow and the short bow is the composite short bow has the propulsive trait, and that propulsive trait is going to allow you to add half of your strength bonus to the damage.
in addition to the dex.
No, that's no dex to any ranged weapon. That's a 4th edition thing.
So what is it normally? It's just
D8.
Dex is throwing, right?
D6.
Throwing.
Well,
the
I mean,
guns.
the
No.
bow.
So when it comes to damage in Pathfinder, if it's a hand melee weapon, it's strength to hit, strength to damage. If it's a thrown weapon, it's dex to hit, it's strength to damage. And if it's a ranged weapon, it's dex to hit, nothing.
That's good for everyone at home.
So
to
the
know as
returning
well.
dagger was a dex.
It's a throwing weapon. Yes.
guess
so. It's dex to hit and strength.
Okay, that's
The
what we're
exception, by the way, is if your weapon has the finesse trait.
Oh, finesse. I said
And
agile.
then the
That's
finesse trait
That's
lets
what it
you
is.
use the dexterity when you're attacking with it. So, for example,
I have a dagger.
Villick's hands
Yes.
are finesse.
Yes.
So if you have finesse, if your weapon has the finesse trait, you can use the dexterity instead of the strength when you're attacking with
Oh,
it.
my dagger just went
He's
to
the fastest kid alive.
from +4 to +7
Agile, which you were saying, Bob, that's the thing that means that you only take a -4 penalty
Yeah,
instead of
a
5 for
-5
feet.
for each attack. Yes.
Also good for the people at
I guess it
home.
makes sense that I've never thought about it much because I've never used my dagger or my
See,
sword
my
yet.
dagger's a family heirloom. I am not throwing this thing.
You're not
I was
throwing
gonna give
away
you that
your
one. You said
dagger.
You didn't want it.
No, I don't get it.
So
Did
I went
miss
from
that one?
17,
Hamilton.
14.
You are not throwing away
Then we
your
used 3.
I saw
more,
Hamilton, I didn't
so
remember
11
that.
for
All right, I'm sorry,
We
sorry.
sold that for 5. And then
Oh, you're doing your math. Okay.
Okay, math out loud.
Okay. Anything?
And
any
then
other questions?
Villick, the only thing I think, Danny, do you have any questions about your character from leveling up to level 3?
Nope.
Okay. He went to
There are computer conversations we had.
he's expert in no stealth. No,
You see, I said
Acrobatics.
yeah, he said
you
switch.
changed it.
Did you look at our message? Yes.
Okay.
Stealth doesn't give me anything this
All
level.
right. I don't know if I.
Acrobatics give me next feet fall.
You guys are too young for that. I'll have to show you. Have you ever seen the Dead Alewives Watchtower?
No.
All right, maybe at the end of the session we'll listen to that.
Okay.
That's an oldie but a goodie, and there's a great segment in there where he goes, and the DM's like, and then you meet an elf and he has blue eyes, and then he goes, no, I don't, I have gray eyes, and he goes, no, you have blue eyes. He goes, no, I have gray eyes. He goes, let me see your sheet, and he goes, well, it says I have blue eyes, but I decided they're gray.
I saw one weird one that was like with 3-dimensional poly figures, and they're like trying to hit on the guy at the bar, and he's yelling at his friend trying to get beer in the other
Oh,
room.
that's the Dead Alewives vibe.
Okay, so yeah, he's like,
If
he's
there's
like,
any
how close
girl,
am I to this girl?
if there are any girls there, I want to do them.
That's them. Okay, I have seen that one.
No, you're not. You're at the bar. Cool. I get drunk.
Yeah.
Well, there's like there's like a couple versions of it. That's one of them. But yes,
That's the one I've seen.
and I've seen they made the video version of it with like the. Yeah. Anyways, it's
That's what I've
with
seen.
like the Final Fantasy.
Yes,
8-bit
it was like
character.
polymorph.
8-bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8-bit. Okay, so Villick, while Azius spends the morning crafting transferring the potency rune from Villick's weapons around, Villick rebuilds fundamentally his entire character concept, and then the rest of you prepare. So through Shalelu, you have learned that Thistletop is only about a 3 or 4 hour walk to the northeast of town.
Maybe for you fast people, but maybe those dwarfs are a little slower.
That's why we said the 4 hours.
20 feet.
I can move 25 now because I took the fleet feet.
That's good.
That's good. That's
But
good.
you're as fast
Villick
as
can move
me.
40, which is like twice my
Yeah.
speed. So he's probably like, ugh.
Villick's insane.
Yeah.
Through Shalelu, as I said before, you guys know that the path to Thistletop is only about 3 or 4 hours away. Most of it follows the Lost Coast Road eastward. And after there, it's only about a mile or so north through the sort of wilderness till you reach the coast. Thistletop itself is actually a small circular island that is a few, maybe 100 feet off of the coast. It is reached, but it's kind of like, we talked about this before, it's like surrounded by cliffs. It's sort of an elevated island, almost like a plateau out in the water. And there's the nearby coast, there's a wooden bridge the goblins have crudely constructed that connects the Thistletop Island to the coast.
Sweet.
So if you
I'm
follow-
imagining like Devil's Rock with like trees on top
Yeah,
in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
It's a somewhat sturdy looking bridge.
Well, you're not there, so you don't know. She says she hasn't seen it in a while, but the goblins use it with some regularity, so it can't be too awful.
And I don't trust these goblins.
And they are tiny creatures.
Small.
Especially that one that's 25 feet ahead of me. 15 feet ahead of me.
The one that's lapping me.
Yeah. He's already been to the Thistletop and back. So,
Right.
Hey, guys, yeah. This looks pretty good.
Right. So, but yeah, you're going to follow the Lost Coast Road. It's going to go east. Actually, you're going to take it. So you've already been down this road. You took it before about an hour or two to the Tickwood, which is where you went hunting with Alder and Foxglove.
Boars.
But if you keep going beyond that, you reach the Nettlewood, and from there you do have to cross into the Nettlewood, cross the wood, and get to Thistletop.
Okay.
Now, Shalelu estimates normally if you cross the Nettlewood, you'd probably be beset by a lot of goblins, but with the way things are now, you may be in for some worst. So you may prepare for trouble, she says.
Make
Now,
it double.
she does. She
I've watched
also
a lot of Pokemon.
She does tell you, however, to be extra careful. While you guys have been doing your catacombing and exploring of the catacombs and the stuff, she's been out ever since the assault doing reconnaissance. Thistletop is no mere, it's not just a simple goblin cave. This is a organized force of goblins being led by a perhaps deranged but driven and malevolent woman
Well-resourced.
who has assembled,
What is Thistletop normally? Is it always a goblin cave?
Yeah,
so
so what-
just sort of they just kind of ignore it for a
So what is
'Cause it's
Thistletop
4 hours
normally?
away.
So what is Thistletop normally? Thistletop normally is a small island. It's a little peculiar because it does, it's like this stone rock out in the middle of the water. Looks a little unusual. Some people say it looks like a face, like almost like a massive stone statue head. Spoiler alert, it is.
Easter Isle.
Yeah, kind of like a big Easter Island statue. Exactly. But, huge. And it's been like the headquarters. It's a pretty sweet little spot. It's like, a cool little island, and it's approached by the bridge. It's like a really cool little spot. So the goblins have just held it as, the Nettlewood goblins have just held it as their
Got
home
it.
base.
So it's known that it's a goblin place.
And it's always been a goblin place.
Okay.
Now, what you guys are beginning to learn is that there's apparently dungeons into like the cave. The top level of it is just like a crude goblin camp. But apparently this island has something more sinister going on with it, because that Nualia is going into the cave to do something. There's some sort of demon or something bound there. So apparently this thing, and it goes back to ancient Thassalon. So there is more than meets the eye. But not only is it full of goblins, but it's also full of the goblin leaders. It's full of Nualia. It's full of Nualia's crew.
Okay.
The revolution.
It's gonna be pretty tough, guys.
So what I'm saying is, a head-on assault may be suicidal. So pick and choose your battles. Be smart.
And what
use
we
your
s-
resources.
We only see one way into this
You don't
place.
see any way into it because
Besides the bridge.
You're not there yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we've heard about the bridge. We only know that there's one way in.
Yeah. So basically, if you can imagine, the island itself is probably. I mean, you could technically swim, 100 feet across the water, and then climb the 20 or 30, 40 foot tall stone cliffs.
And by that, then Malfeshnekor is raging
It
havoc.
depends. I mean, you've
Yeah,
got a
I'm not
great
gonna make
athletics.
Yeah,
I don't.
I might be okay.
Can I cling on your back? I have a -1
Maybe if you
strength.
enlarge me first,
Yeah.
so you could fit on my back.
That might work. So I have a -1 athletics, so.
Form of a turtle.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Tyrannosaurus.
All right. So
So we're approaching this place, and we have to go through the woods.
correct. So you take the Lost Road east. You leave by early mid-morning, just after you guys finish your preparations for the day. The day goes by quickly. The last time you took this, it was a much more pleasant ride. You were on horseback, which was nice. And you were with Aldern talking about all your exploits, and he was talking you up, and you were going for a fun day of hunting. Now, the situation's a bit more grim and glum. Nonetheless, you do take a moment to look at your companions, who you've come to rely on very heavily over the past several weeks. They've proven themselves time and time again to be very capable. And even now, getting back into the swing of things, you guys came here for various reasons, whether it was secret treasure hunting, revenge, or out of desperation, as in the case
Trying to
of
get the
Aziz.
Ale Forge bar back.
But, you guys have found that, something of companionship and true satisfaction in watching yourselves and your party members grow and become strong. Already, you guys have become impressed by the challenges that you guys have taken on. And so while normally you might have been a bit apprehensive or filled with fear, there's instead a sort of sense of excitement as you guys make your way towards Thistletop to sort of finally put an end to this goblin threat to Sandpoint and deal with Nualia and her schemes once and for all.
Today's a good day to die.
So with that in mind, you guys make your way through down the Lost Coast Road until finally the you make your way out of the sort of environment of the Tickwood, and you definitely know that you've reached the Nettlewood because right away you can see that the trees go from being mostly spruce and aspen, cedar, and instead become less tree-like, less bark-like, and more just like nettles, tangles, briars, lots of less true trees and more just a bunch of thickets of weeds and ferns and prickly type growth. Nothing, tall and majestic. Nothing good hardwood that you can make a nice table out of.
There you go. Does my survival
Absolutely
come into play here?
It certainly would. So
I assume I'm leading the party at this point because one, I'm sort of the tank.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Gore.
Well, let's back that up. You're not the tank. Gore's the tank.
Gore's the tank.
But
he seems to be more
Double shields? Come on.
how's your survival?
1.
Nature. So nature's not bad. So maybe
Nature's
Gore's
6.
leading the party.
Well, define leading.
You got
I
6,
feel
don't
like
you, for nature?
We're not striding hand in hand. We are more
Right,
beetles
so
walking across.
As you guys make your way into the Nettlewood, how are you guys walking in a range? Now remember, you guys aren't in a dungeon, so you're not confined by passageways or the like. So
I'm in the middle.
Yeah,
So that's all
I assume.
know.
Hey, Villic, you want to be in the middle too? I assume.
well, I think Villic might be good to take up the rear. He's super defensive. He's got the highest AC in the party.
That's
Wait,
true.
Villic
And
or-
Villic.
Super
Villic,
defensive.
and
He's a monk.
he's a monk.
Yeah.
I didn't know
he has
his
the best.
AC was higher than Gore.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Villic, what's your armor class? 23, 22,
20,
21.
21.
And what's Gore?
20.
Oh,
And
all
I'm,
right.
I'm technically 19 right at this moment.
Yeah, mine's 17.
'Cause
So.
I'm clumsy.
Couldn't find that.
Once
full-
I rage, I
don't
go
have
to-
30
I go
gold
to
for that
18.
full plate armor yet.
Right, it would be 20.
It would be 20. That's what I have written
You
down.
always are at 19.
I'm always at 19 and I
then
go
you
to
rage. It
yeah.
goes to 18.
Yes.
And Villic has that.
I can also be in the back because I have 40 movement speed.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the other thing.
So
Villic
if you
can
get up
respond
around-
quickly and he can move from that back rank through
Okay.
the front. Real
So maybe
quick.
it goes Gore, Azius,
Burl.
Lucky, and then
Gotcha.
Villic in the back.
Okay.
Oh, lucky. We missed you.
He just hangs around.
Yeah.
He follows.
Good badger.
He's a good boy.
So that's
Right.
how we will approach the forest.
All right.
So
But that being said,
And I have my buckler and my sword.
okay,
The bastard sword.
the magical bastard sword. That being said, Thistletop is located on the Varisian coast. And
we
so,
can't even see it from where we're
No,
at.
I mean,
okay.
you've got at least, you probably have got three miles
Okay.
of brittle or of briar-filled woods between you and the coastline.
Got it.
But you mentioned you have survival.
I do. I'm
So-
trained.
So how would you like to use that survival?
Well, I assume that in my days of learning survival, I've come across something of this nature before, and I know how to best prepare ourselves to get through the brush, to
Okay.
get through this mess of thorns, whether it be
Yep.
pushing aside things, hatcheting,
Yeah, absolutely.
machete, driving through the jungles.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. So my survival, everyone, is 6 and 11 total.
All right.
Well,
Well,
ate some poison berries.
This is not the same brush I'm used to.
well, the good news is it's not that difficult.
Okay.
However, you're going, so you're able to mostly, by following sort of dips in the land, you're able to sort of avoid the areas with the thickest concentration of briars and nettles, which would really, tear the party up and snag at gear and cut at skin and exposure. Unfortunately, you're not able to find the fastest trails or routes through. And thus, the sun is beginning to go down
Damn.
by the time you guys kind of start to get
This 4-hour
into it.
journey is really turned to a
Well, remember you spent the
3-hour
morning
tour.
you spent the morning shopping and making the
Damn it,
the
Gore. Your shopping addiction.
My hooded lantern won't go out if it falls on the ground.
3
And
hour
if you want me to sneak up, I can put the hood over the lantern and be in.
Oh, that's right. We could. I mean, all of us have dark vision except for Gore, so that's actually pretty
Actually,
nice.
are they
Do you
dazzled?
have dark
if
vision
I,
or low
if
light?
I shine light at a dark vision beast,
No.
do they get dazzled or anything? Okay.
Once
Don't try
long,
to
so
intimidate with light.
so D&D history 101
Oh,
with Derek
history
Melenda.
lesson.
Modern day dark vision, as we've come to learn it in the modern era, is actually derived from original Dungeons and Dragons infravision. Infravision was a much more complicated vision that was given to the Fey creatures or creatures of the underworld, like dwarves, as well as elves. What you would commonly refer to today as dark vision or low light vision. But infravision was much more complex. Instead, infravision allowed you to see heat signatures. And so sudden torchlight or explosions of heat or bright heat would essentially blind someone with infravision. So if the people in the party, and the way they got around that meant that if you had humans in the party and they were using torches to see, that was essentially blinding the people with infravision, so they couldn't use their infravision to see.
Okay.
So it kind of put everybody on the same playing field. And they got rid of infravision for that reason, but also because infravision allowed you to it was kind of cooler because you could do other things with it.
Yeah.
Like
Look through walls
well, not necessarily look through walls, but like, for example, if a creature had been recently laying on the stone
Yeah, you could tell.
and then left,
pretty cool.
you could see that the stone was still glowing with the heat signature, so you could do cooler things with it.
Like
But-
Predator style.
Yeah, like Predator style. Yeah. But infravision evolved into dark vision, and then that's what we have today. And so now dark vision doesn't really have any sort of disadvantages.
Okay.
Okay. So and the other thing about infravision was it was very detail oriented, right? It was like looking through infravision goggles. Like it wasn't very like you couldn't like make out fine detail because it's just
It was
heat
fuzz.
signature. Yeah, it's just like a fuzz.
Cool.
Okay. So, nonetheless, as you guys come through, it does take, as I said before, a couple hours of wandering in the woods, led. And because of Bob's past check, though, I will say that you don't stumble into any patches of poisonous plants or stinging nettles
Hey, don't touch that.
or
Don't touch that.
goblinberry patches.
Oh, goblin berries.
Except
Oh, that
for-
was my general skill. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I took fast recovery.
Okay.
I gained twice as many HP from resting. On fortitude saves, I reduce disease or poison by 2 or virals by 1. And on crit successes, I reduce disease or poison by 3 or virals by 2. And something called drained gets reduced by 2 each night instead of 1.
Yeah, drains like a super, like if an undead drains your life force.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That type of thing. I think if your drained level is ever equal to your level, you die
Oh, jeez.
because it basically sucked out your soul.
Times is tough.
Hey, so D&D 101.
Oh,
so
more lessons.
so nowadays when an undead hits, you might get drained. In 3rd edition, you gained what was called a negative energy level. It was like a real big debuff. In original D&D, you lost a level
Yeah.
oh shit.
permanently.
Wow. So you would
Damn.
never be level 20.
No, you would have to regain that level. You have
okay.
to regain all that experience, all that stuff, and regain it.
And back in the day,
Damn.
the experience worked based on like your level gave you, it was a modifier to how much experience was
Yeah, the
as a
way it
whole,
worked
right?
is you basically had to double your experience every level in order to level. So if you needed 2,000 to get to 2, you then needed 4,000 to get to 3. You needed 8,000 to get to 4.
So if you lost a level, like
But that was more of a murder hobo, right?
Yeah, it was a much. Well, you didn't get
what's it
experience for killing things.
It was more treasure hunting.
You got experience for
Yeah.
treasure.
That's what I thought I heard from that book. That
Yeah.
book I was listening
I mean,
to.
you got a little bit of experience for killing things, but you mostly got experience from treasure. So if you could sneak into a place, rob them, and never fight a single monster, you got all the experience.
badass.
So like you could use invisibility and illusions, and you didn't have to kill a single thing. That was a totally viable thing.
Yeah, I
In
heard-
fact, fighting was dangerous.
I heard
Because-
people that were good at that were like highly sought of in the neighborhood. Like if you were
Yeah.
like a skilled dungeon player, it was because you knew how to like maneuver your way to find the treasure without like putting the party at risk. So people would be like, we should play with Derek because he can he knows how like to level us all up.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You'd
It
want
was
him.
weird.
Yeah.
Like it was not like this.
Yeah. Well, it's because in original D&D, it was almost like it's a little bit more like playing. Ironically, it's a little bit like playing like an MMO or a video game. You know, like if I was playing Diablo with you guys or something like that.
Great game.
It is a great game.
I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't say like, Hestia, bring the power of the Valkyries to me now. You'd say, Matt, get the fuck over here. Like, we need you now, right? Like, I'm not playing with Hestia the Valkyrie. I'm playing with Matt.
Yeah.
And like Matt's like avatar in this context of this game is this character with stats. But and like if Matt had played through this level 100 times, but it was Hestia the Valkyrie's first time, it's not like Matt would be like, I can't tell you what kind of bosses lies ahead because my character wouldn't know that. No, Matt would be like, all right, check it out. So the next boss teleports and drops flame auras. So make sure you stay really, he would, because you wanted.
Yeah, we sought after in the neighborhood.
Yeah, like the concept of role playing was so new that the idea that you would literally take on an entire different identity didn't exist. And it was more like role playing was just the idea that instead of playing as like an entire army, which is how people used to play these games, like I'm the forces of...
Yeah, they used to play like Revolutionary War type games.
Revolutionary War. People started playing fantasy style games where it was like more like Lord of the Rings, where you're like, hey, I'm going to be the Mordor orcs and you're the forces of Gondor. But it was more like, okay, what if I was just playing the one character, But it was still under the guise of, okay, yeah, but I'm not playing with Aragorn.
Yeah, you're
I'm playing with Bob, who's playing Aragorn. And I want that advice in there. So anyways. All right. So you guys make your way slowly, but carefully through the Nettlewood. And finally, as you get closer and closer. Yes, sir.
I think he's just groaning.
Okay. The briars and thistles that grow so rampantly throughout the Nettlewood become even more closely, densely tangled here as you get closer to the shore. The sun is going down, but you can just make out now, probably less than maybe 100 feet away, the sound of the waves lapping against the rocky shore of the Lost Coast. And somewhere up ahead, the bridge that leads to Nettlewood, or to Thistletop. Although not quite dense enough to block the sound of the waves crashing on the unknown shores, the undergrowth is certainly thick enough to block sight. And unless you're really dedicated to spending, an hour hacking through the brush, blocking access to the coast. Essentially, it's almost like a hedgerow. So it's like think about like those bushes that are so thick you can possibly push through them that people, like a hedge.
Interesting.
Wall of thorns.
Few trees grow this close to the edge of the sea, but the briars themselves often reach heights to rival them. And this patch that's in front of you is nearly 20 feet tall, this briar patch. Nonetheless, Azias, you also note with your survival that the ocean apparently keeps this area pretty damp. Fog that rolls in from the coast as the sun is setting is already even now beginning to fill the area with dampness and dew. Fire will not be a very good option here.
I didn't even want to set on fire, so I was like, nobody to fucking see us.
Right.
What's how tall?
It's 20 feet tall and it's thick, like hour of chopping thick.
Yeah.
I could jump on top of it to see what's over there, but I don't know if that's gonna help us much.
Let me do something real quick, just for my secret check purposes. Azias, what is your perception?
8.
Earl?
8.
Villic?
4.
Gort?
8.
Yeah, 4.
I gotcha. All right. As you are kind of approaching this nettle group, however, several of you spy an unusual feature in the nearby briar patch. Looking closely, you see that there is a small mat of thistles and briars that's been sort of woven together and placed on the hedge. It looks like it's covering a small tunnel that goes through the briar hedge. But it's been concealed by sort of a camouflage ghillie suit kind of covering.
Lucky. Check it out. Get in there.
Sure.
Well, first we got to move this thing, right?
Oh,
Without
sure.
getting hurt.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Okay, so we take a look at this thing.
Badgers are notoriously
Yeah,
thick-skinned.
Let him sneak in there.
Well, so you do go to it, and Lucky kind of sniffs at it, but he seems hesitant to. It is full of briars and thorns, so he seems hesitant to want to try to mess with it. You figure that you guys could probably remove it carefully, easily, with no problem. But if you try to do it quickly, I would probably have to ask you to make a reflex save. Otherwise, you might get stabbed by some of the thorns and brittles.
I see no reason to.
Yeah, I mean, we're
to
not
haste.
pressing now, so I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's already.
All right,
I'm just
so
gonna pull this thing away.
You take a few moments, when you're, when you're like doing lawn work on like rose bushes or like on briars where you're kind of just real careful, like you don't want to get stabbed, and you're able to sort of throw aside this mat of thick material, which you see is like, it's definitely artificially made, like someone like wove together the thing, but then they kind of like caked it in mud, so it's kind of like a thick plug that sits on top of what looks to be like. It's like almost like a furrow in the earth. So it's about like half in the earth, half of like the nettle has been burned away. So it's like almost like a rabbit tunnel that goes through it. Now, it's going to be a tight fit for a medium character, which is Gore and which is Azius. But Burl and Villic would have no problems getting through it because
What's the opposite of enlarge?
Yeah, don't you got the reduce?
it's a reduced spell.
Yeah.
It's a higher level spell.
Azius, go ahead and make a survival check for me, buddy.
Okay. We have a 15 total.
Okay. You can see that the goblins use this tunnel frequently, probably as a means of making their way through this sort of briar hedge maze of twisting panels and walls of briars. So apparently this is sort of an entrance into sort of the, maybe closer to the coast. But it seems like the goblins might have a presence here on the mainland as well before you even reach the bridge.
I mean, should we have Lucky just take a look up ahead? Can he communicate back to you, or even no idea what he's doing?
Not telepathically. I have to take a feat for that, but
Yeah.
so he could run ahead and check things out and come back.
I see. If not, we could have
But,
Villic
you can't
do it.
speak. You can't speak to him, can you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I didn't know if like he could take a look and communicate back.
I know with
like,
the right spells and feats, he definitely can. But
Yeah, I know. I like there's a feat that I could have taken that lets like a telepathy between us, but I could remote sense, so he could be 50 feet that way. I can see what he sees, smells what he smells.
But you didn't take it.
So I didn't take that. But separate from that, I don't know if he can. I think when like in range we can talk, but I have to check that out.
I say if not, we can have Villic. I'm thinking.
Well, Villic's pretty stealthy, pretty acrobatic.
Yeah, I was
might
like he
be a
could
good
easily
scout
just take
anyways.
a look up.
Yeah, that
under
should
here.
work.
Okay.
Yeah, Villic's a fine scout.
So hey, Danny, you want to go take a look at this thing? Just kind of sneak through this goblin. You're a goblin anyway.
It's true. Yes.
I actually don't see. Like, if you guys see a board, I don't see a board. I'm not really sure what I'm.
Oh, I haven't.
There is no.
Theater of the mind right now.
There is no board.
There is
Danny.
no board. I just called you on the regular
I'm
phone.
also really bad at envisioning things. So.
Oh, great. So there is no board.
Yeah.
Literally, we just opened up this hole in this row of
table.
thorns.
Right.
Okay.
So Villic. So if you can imagine, there's like basically a big briar patch in front of you, and then cut in front of it, almost like a trench, but covered up by a piece of of earth and plant life or plant mat. There's sort of basically a trench or like a little tunnel that's dug half in the ground, half with the briar patch above it. That sort of is like almost like a Viet Cong tunnel network system that sort of links some areas between here. And they've pulled aside the plug.
Oh, we're talking.
And then, so ahead, you see that there is a sort of a small, narrow tunnel that goes a few feet ahead and then splits to the left and splits to the right.
And then you said there's a goblin up ahead?
No, you're the goblin.
You're the goblin.
Oh, just because I can talk to him. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so the tunnel is only
go
4
to the
feet.
left?
Yeah, the tunnel is only 4 feet high. It winds through the dense briars and nettles, and the floor is made of hard-packed earth with patches of wiry plants growing stubbornly here and there. Any sort of medium creature would have to basically squeeze and be at massive penalties and clumsy penalties as they made their way through this tunnel. But being a small character, you're able to make your way through there. You're able to avoid the walls and ceilings of the tunnels, although if someone pushed you into one, it might not be very pleasant. Anyways, as you make your way down the left passageway, Villic, you see countless tracks from both goblins and goblin dogs with prints in the soft earth.
So I hated dogs.
Goblin dogs. Remember these things? Those are the things that look like rats.
Yeah.
They're basically rat dogs, ROUSs. And as you make your way left, you start winding your way through various parts and tunnel areas, and then finally, when you get to the end of the tunnel, there is you come to a small. It's like you're in the tunnel, and all of a sudden you see that there's sort of like a wooden structure that you're at the bottom of, and there's like a little rickety ladder that goes up.
I want to climb it.
All right.
So I assume that all of us are just hanging out at the entrance to this place.
Yeah,
all right, we're just waiting on you.
We're waiting for the scout report.
Half us can't fit with you.
No, you can. You just move slowly.
Yeah.
So are we following?
No.
Oh no, we're staying put. Okay.
Is it half speed?
Yeah.
I'm staying put. We'll wait for Villic to get back.
All right.
Don't die.
Villic, you make your way up about 15, 20, and then finally maybe about 25 feet up basically a small wooden watchtower. It's very crudely made, basically just like 3 simple posts with a couple of cross braces, and at the top is a very primitive wooden platform. There's no roof, there's no wall, it's just basically a wooden platform on stilts. And the ladder that you climb. Yeah, and you get to the top, you finally kind of poke your head above the sort of mass of nettles and briars, and you realize that this is essentially like a watchtower that the goblins use to sort of watch the surrounding area. From your vantage point, you can see spreading out before you to the north is the coast, and about 100 feet away, you can see the round island of Thistletop with the waves crashing against its stony exterior. Further east, you can see the rickety but functional wooden bridge that links the island to the mainland. From where you're standing now, you would guess that the party would have to move east down the tunnel if they were going to have any success at getting deeper and closer to the bridge.
So the right path though, they can't fit through that path either.
I mean, again, they can. It's just that while they are doing that, anyone who is medium is going to be clumsy 4.
Jeez.
And we're not under pressure, so we can just mosey through.
Well, first he has to. I assume you're coming back to the party, Danny, with this information, Villic.
Oh, I just want to know. I guess kind of what else I could. Like, so there's the goblin and dog tracks. Do I see them anywhere nearby?
Hold on a sec.
He wants to know if the goblin tracks are fresh or not.
I mean, earlier they were, but apparently this watchtower hasn't been manned in a while. It looks like there hasn't really been a whole lot of activity in this area.
All right, then I'm going to go back and then report to them what I found.
All right.
So you just see this little goblin head peek out. Hey. Hi, guys.
So real quick, how familiars work is it can communicate empathically with me as long as it's within 1 mile. But it can't. It doesn't speak a language, but it can share emotions.
Yeah.
He was scared.
He could go over. He could go to their side and say,
scared, or like, oh, he's not
Happy.
frightened. He's fine.
Not
So
frightened.
okay, we'll probably be fine.
Yeah, he seems to be okay.
All right. So you can show this. Well, you don't have to show this to Danny, but I mean, you can, but this would help him if you want to send him a quick picture.
Okay.
So you guys are here at the edge of this nettle path, and ahead of you is sort of this thick briar patch of nettles. Villic took this winding path to the sort of northwest, and that little square is the watchtower that he climbed up. And then that's what he was able to see. Now that round thing off the north coast, that's Thistletop. And then connecting it to the actual mainland is the wooden bridge.
Got it.
All right.
So it's about a 10-foot gap.
Yeah.
But he's saying that we have to go.
Wait, no, that's not to scale.
So what he's saying is we have to go to the east.
What is that scale,
Go
Matt?
right.
I'd say about 1 square is about 50 feet.
Ugh, I can't jump that far.
So it's about 100-foot bridge.
Did you happen to see anything on that bridge out there?
No, when he was up there, he didn't see anything.
Okay.
He didn't see any real signs of anything.
Bridge.
I saw a bridge.
Let's make our way to the tower and
Yeah.
drop down onto the beach.
I mean, yeah, if we
Cliff?
move slowly through the
We have to
thistle.
go right. Left is nothing. And he said to go east is the only way to really get there. So obviously we have to go into this tunnel and go to the right.
Yeah. And then make our way to the bridge.
Yep.
And then when we get to the bridge, let's scout out and see if we see any shifty characters, and then make our call from there.
Yeah.
Where's that good marker?
I thought you
Where's
have
that
it.
good stuff?
No, I think this one's odor. This one's low odor.
It's awful. It's that one. That's deadly.
Hoarding it.
All right. So I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention and I missed. all
We're gonna start heading to the right.
All right. Now,
Slow and steady.
so as you guys make your way through these tunnels, do you change your approach at all?
We're gonna move at a speed that we don't get hurt by
No,
the.
but
Well, yeah.
in terms of our lineup,
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's still the same.
yeah. Well, Villic will be in the front, right?
Or he
that's us.
scouted and returned back, and now
He scouted and returned back from the left. Do
Yeah.
you guys want? What do you guys want to do for the right? Do you guys want him to stay ahead of us a little bit, Just-
There.
just in front?
I think we're fine through the thistle.
What?
Excuse me. I think we're fine through the thistle. I think once we get to the sorry,
Okay, so then we'll assume
when we get to the bridge, I
normal
think.
order with
Yeah.
Goran. Well, Gore can't see without his light.
What time of day is it?
We're getting.
I have low light vision.
Yeah, with his low light vision, he's still totally fine to see.
Okay, good. Then
We're not in the caves anymore.
I didn't know how thick the brush was.
It's thick, but I mean, he's got low.
Okay,
vision.
so
Yeah.
then Gore back in the lead, me
Okay.
second, Danny in the rear, Villic in the rear. Sorry, and yeah, Lucky and
I'll
Brian in
walk
the
with
middle.
my buckler up, and my
There you go.
bastard sword ready,
Resting
and
on
my-
your shoulder.
And I'm just trying to
Yeah.
somehow get this maul through the brush. Like, it just keeps
Right.
dragging it through.
fucking on shit.
All right. So you begin making your way east.
See, that's what I was asking. Are we not taking the same path he just scouted?
Correct. There was two paths, left and right. He went left. He
And
said the
found
best
out
way is to
there-
go right,
Okay.
to east.
All right. So
That's the
you
only
go.
path we can
You
really
go.
go.
You probably go about 20 or 30 feet through the underbrush, and then the path branches again. It continues on to the east, but there's also now a passageway that goes north.
Sorry, I'm calling on video now so that you can see.
So while that's going on, are we not taking the safe path to the tower to get to the beach, or are we going somewhere completely different?
Well, the tower didn't go to the beach.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it did, but
Yeah.
then you'd be on the beach,
yeah.
which would not help you.
Okay.
Because we want to be up higher to take the bridge.
Okay. And we know that he went this way and checked everything, right?
He did not
Yeah.
go this way and did not check anything.
Did you know that?
Correct. He just went to the left to the watchtower. He's
Okay.
reported back that the only path to go really was right, and the east looked like the way to go.
Copy that.
Okay. But now that you've crawled about 20 or 30 feet down that eastern passageway, it continues to the east and it also jaunts north.
Let's go north since we know
North.
we can get out of the briars quicker that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're just following you, Gore.
All right, Gore. You kind of go north, and then the tunnel sort of opens up into a wider area. The thistle tunnels open into a large cave-like chamber, as cave-like as it can be, with the roof made out of briars and thorns. Above, the thorny canopy grows thin enough that small slivers of sky can be seen from above, while below, the ground consists of trampled, dusty dirt. From the nearby west, you hear the distant sound of sloshing waves coming up from a large hole. So, you have... There's got to be a better way to do this. So,
Fine.
the thorns, the thorns kind of are thinner here, and you're able to sort of stand up. You're not as forced by all the sort of goblin tunnels, and you can see that there's sort of a. I don't want to call it a path because again it's pretty rough, but the area sort of opens up, and then there's sort of a wide opening to the west and an opening to the east. But there's also a hole in the ground about 20, 30 feet away from you. You guys are standing here, but you don't have to put your minis there if you don't want to. And you can hear like sloshing water coming from that hole.
What's that hole in Game of Thrones?
Moon
door?
The moon door.
Yeah, is this the moon door that we're seeing? I don't
In
want to go
life-
anywhere near this fucking
In life,
thing.
I would imagine a hole with water. You can swim down and under and up the other side.
Well, there's no water that you can see.
Okay.
I don't want to go near this fucking thing. What are you talking about? It's going to be death.
I mean, from where you're standing, it looks like a hole in the ground, like a
Oh.
sinkhole.
It looks like the moon door in my mind.
I
This
don't know
is-
what that is.
Oh my God. They literally push him into this door. We fall to the ocean.
It sounds
I mean,
beautiful.
Obviously, it sounds like some distance down, it does
Yeah.
hit the ocean.
I'm not going down there.
All right, so we go to the right.
Well, is it blocking our path or just intruding?
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I tried to make this easier by drawing a map.
Yeah.
This map is to scale.
Okay.
So we should be able to sneak by if we want.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go to the left?
Here,
Yeah, let's go left.
Here, put your
Sneak
mini
by.
on the map,
Okay.
and then it'll make you feel better. Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you guys are heading up to the north, sort of west.
And I spit in the hole as I walk by.
Yeah. No, there's no
20
sound 'cause-
feet.
No, 'cause as you get closer to the hole,
splash.
so as you get closer to the hole, you can hear the sound of the waves rushing. So this obviously it connects to like some sort of undersea cave that must come in from the coast that connects to this. But you notice that around the edge of the hole, there's all sorts of like drag marks.
Yeah.
Drag like
I don't want
rope?
to go anywhere near this.
No,
rope?
like fingers being dragged through the earth.
Yeah.
Like they're getting tossed in.
Like they're getting tossed in.
Merfolk
This is the
coming
moon-
out from the sea.
This is moon door.
Yeah, so they're throwing them into the
It's,
sea.
it's moon door.
Yeah,
They're
I am
tying
avoiding
rocks.
this fucking thing.
At
like
high
the
tide, the
flag.
merb people are grabbing them.
No.
They're tying rocks, tying rocks to their feet and throwing people out.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so up ahead, the path continues, and you see that there's another one of these watchtowers, and then the sort of path goes broader ahead. So going real quick as we kind of enter into this sort of exploration mode, you guys remember your exploration mode activities. What do you guys want to do as you guys are kind of making your way through the Nettlewood here?
I'll scout.
Okay, we're going to scout. It's going to be a +1 to everyone's initiative.
What was the search? Seek.
Yeah.
Search is looking for hidden doors and hazards.
Yeah, I'll be searching.
Okay, great.
I'll be searching.
Easiest.
Yeah, I assume I'll be doing the same thing. I'm sort of following behind Gore, seeking, searching.
Gotcha. And Vilik?
I'm hanging out. With everybody else.
Chilling.
What's the one where you
I'm in the back.
keep alert?
Yeah.
It's
Scout.
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 So
Yeah.
I assume you would be doing that, Danny, from the back.
All right. So
Vilik.
you guys are going to keep your eyes open as you guys kind of move ahead. And as you guys start to proceed down this corridor. All right. So you guys are making your way past the pit and up to the watchtower. When up ahead, you hear the sounds of goblins. They apparently notice your approach as well. And there's suddenly sort of a skittering of activities as you see a bunch of goblins sort of suddenly leap up to their feet.
It's morphin' time.
So,
Mastodon.
so what do you guys do as you guys see these
we
goblins?
both we notice each other.
Yeah.
I mean, if whoop,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to roll.
I'm gonna pack my buckle up and double hand the
buckle
bastard
up,
sword.
buckle up
Oh,
for
no,
safety.
you don't have time for an action.
Okay.
That's a.
Gotcha.
I meant more like, do you want to roll initiative, or do you not want to roll initiative?
What would not rolling initiative?
So
what would that be?
not rolling initiative would mean that you're giving them the opportunity to act first, which might mean that they might attack you, and you guys wouldn't get to attack that round.
Does that give us
Or they
a
might
way
run away.
back to the other trail?
No, it just means
Yeah.
you're basically taking the first round off.
Okay.
And
No.
waiting to see what they
Nah,
do.
You may do something if they were
how
like
far ahead are they of us?
neutral, but in this case, we know
Correct.
goblins. They're probably
How far ahead are they?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so we'll want to roll initiative.
Well, I
I
want to
think.
see how far they
That
are
makes
ahead.
sense.
And especially like if they didn't notice us, we may be able to like, take cover for a moment. Let's like devise a plan. If
Danny,
they see us,
like-
Right. Nobody was
They're
hiding.
like 30 feet ahead of
But
us.
we're
Danny.
even.
In a sort of a frenzy of activity, you see a
Holy
bunch of goblins all leap up. You see that they're kind of covered with bird feathers. They're like little vests are made of bird feathers. They have like, you recognize these goblins as the tribe at least, as some of the goblins that participated on the attack on Sandpoint.
Oh.
all right.
I mean, granted, there were a lot of goblins, but you do remember the feathers very specifically. And Gore, who has a much better knowledge about the goblins, notes that these are bird crunchers. But anyways, the goblins kind of stand up,
Damn bird crunchers.
Bird cruncher.
panically grabbing for their dog
bows.
slicers
Dog slicers.
and their
Danny, you're like in the back.
and their short bows.
Short bows.
Follows the dog slicer blade.
All right.
All right. Man, that is a fucking 10 goblins.
We should be able to cut through them pretty quick here.
Do me a favor, Bob. Spread these out amongst the 10.
Uh-oh.
Just so that there's no yellows next to each other as much as possible. If you can't do it, no big deal. Okay, great, cool. All right. So let's roll initiative. So everyone roll your perception for initiative. Everyone get a +1 bonus to this because you guys had scouts.
18 for Asius.
18 for Asius.
Oh, man.
17 for Burl.
17 for Burl.
I got a 10 total with a
Nat one.
nat one.
That one doesn't
10
matter.
total?
Just
Okay.
10 total. Okay.
Yep.
And Villic?
16.
16. All right, very convenient. Thank you, guys. Yes, opinion.
The guy in front gets to go last.
I think here we're going left to right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have my number 1, but it doesn't matter. Let me roll that initiative. Okay, well, I got a 9.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we go. All right, these are the yellow ones.
Okay.
All right.
So
Blue is yellow.
Blue is yellow.
the one with the color on it, ironically,
Color.
is color.
Color.
Okay, so Asius, you actually go first, barbarian. So you guys round the corner, you guys kind of hear the skittering of goblins, and then just as Gore gets around the corner, you can barely make it out with your like for Villic and Burl, they probably can really not even see these. You see that about half the goblins are kind of like standing up. They kind of heard you coming up. They're kind of clambering for their dog slicers as you see an entire pack of goblin tribespeople. All right, Asius, bring it.
Delay to Burl.
Oh, yeah. I'm delaying.
And I'll cast enlarge person on you.
Do you get to pick the delay? How far you get to go back?
How does enlarge work when there's not room for you to be enlarged?
It just make it happen.
So
Does he bust through the
Oh my
thorns
god, sounds
and
like it'd
stuff?
be painful for me.
I don't know, but I have the spell here.
I think we'd have to get to a bigger area before you start enlarging me.
that might be a problem with these nettles, Matt.
We could also he could move up a.
When I delay, do I only delay one spot?
You delay until you don't want to delay.
Okay. So I'm at least delaying for
Okay, so you're
This
gonna go to
round.
Burl first.
yes.
So
All right, Burl.
what would happen if I cast enlarge?
Don't cast enlarge until I'm in an open area. I do not want to be thorned up here and stuck in the fucking. I have a giant maul that's already. I'm worried about getting tangled in this shit.
All right. Well, then I suppose I should also wait until they go. So, I think I should also.
I really want. I was hoping our whole party would move up a little bit.
You can't move. You can't divide your attacks.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, so
waiting
do
for
we know
them.
if non-colored? That's
Like
not
my
right.
camera
The
work,
non-yellow.
Danny, or is that too much?
Non-yellow go next.
Yes.
Oh, then I'm going to delay until after they go.
Okay. Asius, do you want to delay until after the goblins go?
Yes.
My idea, being
Okay.
let the non-yellows go, and if they
All
can
right.
streamline towards us, the more the
I,
merrier.
I,
I have
have
a-
want them to intimidate.
I
So-
have attack of opportunity, so
Yeah, I mean, if they run up to you,
The goblins all shriek and begin screaming and flying around, and then the goblins that are the non-marked goblins start flailing down at Gore with a fuselage of short bow shots.
do you have cover?
No, Gore's in the front.
Yeah.
I had my buckler up.
You did not say raise your buckle.
I didn't say raise though.
If some
You're
of those
right.
fellows on the left or far right,
So
I
that's
think
an
they've
activity
gotta-
that you can take while you're exploring. Is you can say it's called defend, and basically means you're just walking around constantly with your shield up.
Okay, that's good.
I would argue that some of those non-yellow goblins do have an obstructed.
They will, but they have 3 actions.
All right.
So they're gonna move.
Oh, they're gonna move. Yeah, they're gonna get a better view.
So
3 actions.
they the same as you.
It's called a Pathfinder.
if I would have been defending, I could have got a +1 to my
Fine.
AC.
So
if
this
I
guy
wanted
is
that.
going to shoot at Gore twice,
Oh boy.
taking penalties on each shot. Right?
taking
this
no
guy-
penalties.
That guy's
what?
Why
'Cause
would he
I-
take? Okay, wait. Why would he take a penalty?
I thought a double. You said on both shots.
Yeah, so he's shooting you once.
Yeah.
Why would he get a penalty on that?
On the second shot, he would
Yeah, of
just-
course, but why
Oh,
would
okay.
he-
Oh, I thought you meant.
Unfortunately, what you have to do is you have to draw a line from the corner, and then it has to pass through the thing.
good. Someone got a ruler?
So, Gore, I got a 22.
Ooh, it's
I have a 20 AC.
That's a
So
hit.
that is a hit. You take 6 damage.
Ugh.
Then he shoots again with a -5 penalty
Miss.
and gets a 6.
Oh, good. And then he falls over. And then he runs away? Oh, what a coward. Just stay and fight, bud.
They're strategizing. They're smart.
This goblin comes up and shoots at Gore.
But this guy's going to have to stay there.
Gore, he moved once.
Oh, he's going to move.
Gore,
shoot,
23.
move.
Yep.
4 damage.
Who are the big dog people that used to do that? What were the humanoid dog humanoid creatures? Gnolls. They used to. I remember they had something like that. What ain't gonna matter when we enter in here and just unleash hell on all these idiots?
If they're even, if they don't run away.
16, Gore, miss.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to shoot again. Ooh, good hit. 23.
All right, so that one
With a -5?
Yep. I rolled a
that
9.
one's-
So he's a plus. So he has a +8 to hit.
Okay.
-5 is +3. I rolled 19. That's
Wow.
22.
Okay.
But that one can't move anymore.
So that is another 2 damage, Gore.
Okay.
That one can't move. So hopefully we need another miss here.
That's 13.
Okay, good.
Get out of here!
Okay.
Run away! Run away, you goblin
Well, that's how
cowards!
goblins attack.
Two shots, Gore.
Yep.
Ooh, maybe not. 22.
Yep.
1 damage.
Okay.
Shoots again. +3. 10. Miss. Okay.
So they're just straight D6 or D8 or something.
Yeah, they're just straight D6. Okay. So all of the non-yellow goblins have gone. It's Villick's turn, unless Burl and Azius want to go.
Easy I would enlarge because it just makes you.
I think I have
but-
to move up before you enlarge me. I think realistically.
Well, my
you said I
turn-
become how big? How many squares?
4.
Yeah, I need to be at least up into that alley.
So
So,
I suspect.
so my rule is going to be Azius has to be able to be in a legally fitting spot for
Fit
the
in the
enlarged to work.
space.
So can do they have triggered actions? Like, so for example, I have 3 actions on my turn. If I did a move and then readied enlarged person triggered when Azius walks past me.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll
So-
delay till after Burl.
So I'll
Bring your mic with you, please.
I'll move up a little bit.
I mean, that's why it's on a stand.
On
Right there.
swivel.
What? I gotta reach.
I know.
And so that's my first move, and I'll spend 2 to ready
Right.
enlarge as soon as Azius passes my
All right.
person. So I'll be
Okay. So Burl, you've gone.
All right.
Okay. Azius, unless Villick.
No, me first.
Okay. Azius.
All right. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does your movement?
6.
No.
Well, I was thinking about
You have sudden
But your
charge.
reach is
rage
10
and sudden
feet.
charge.
So when you're enlarged, you can be 10 feet away from someone and still hit them. So
Yeah.
you can be here.
Okay, so I don't even have to sudden charge at that
Well,
point.
you could. I'm just saying you also you now
There's
instead
no,
of 5 feet.
there's no reason to at that point.
Then you could get a
because I
double
can move
attack.
5 squares, which puts me up into that that square zone here. Is what I want to do. That will give me the enlarged area.
Yeah. Do we have something that we could use for like a 4 like a the bigger square, the 4 square?
We can pretend
If
I'm
there's
one of
bad
Four
these.
guys.
square.
Yeah, pick.
Double tail.
Derek says he's got a guy. He's got a good guy.
Wow, but are you enlarged yet?
Oh, he's enlarged. He has passed by me. The
I'm-
trigger has been triggered.
Action 1, rage.
Okay.
Action 2, move. Now I'm into this area where I will be enlarged.
There we go.
That's so cool.
There we
Oh,
go.
that's so cool.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right. So,
Say hello to my little friend.
all right, Bob. You actually
brought a crave
you-
troll.
So Bob, you actually gain armor class.
Yeah.
And
So
so you are not clumsy at all right now.
But I do lose 1 for the AC.
You just lose 1 for
So
raging.
I'm at 19.
For raging, yeah.
Okay.
But that also means you don't get the penalty to your range attacks, to your reflex saves, your acrobatic stealth and thievery.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna try to squish this guy in front of me with
Yep.
my giant maul.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. Here we
and
go.
Attack.
So this is gonna be is the +1 to just the damage or to the roll and the damage of the?
I thought Matt passed out nice.
From a enlarge,
Not this.
it's just to damage.
Sorry. This is it gains +2 bonus to the melee damage.
Yep.
I'm talking about the +1 ruin.
Oh, the rune gives you a +1 to hit.
Just-
That should be part of your weapon. Though.
But it's just to hit, not to damage.
Correct,
So, so it's +1 to my
Yeah.
hit, +2 to my damage.
Yep.
You got it.
Okay. +1 to my hit. So this is going to be with a 10. That's going to be a 21.
Critical. Oh no, I lied.
Oh.
But it's a hit.
Just regular.
Okay.
Just regular hit.
And then this is going to be plus.
+2 plus probably whatever your normal.
Wait,
wait.
why are we looking at 8 different sheets? This should be written on the front of your sheet. This
No, it's
should
just 2 sheets.
I know, but I'm
+2
saying
damage
but
for
your
rage.
damage
It's
should,
+6 +2.
no, it's no, it's not.
You know what might
got
be
it
a
wrong.
good idea
It's
is
been
if
a
you-
while. It's been a while, so it's fine. It's fine. I believe when raging, your damage bonus is +10.
It's total of +10.
Right, and so now it's +12.
What might be a cool
Yes,
idea
because
for
of my
future
strength.
idea, Bob, is if you take like note cards and you like put like red around it and say like rage, and then put all the things that happen when you rage.
So that's what I've done this
and then just like you
page.
slap it
Right,
down in front
but
of you.
what I'm saying is have
Yes.
like for even on your front of your sheet,
Okay.
have like your weapon,
Yes.
Oh,
and
and
then
then
have your
rage
weapon
weapon.
twice. So have the second
like
slot
an-
be like a weapon, and then just saying, "This is my weapon when I'm raging."
yeah,
That
and then you
makes
just
total
automatically.
sense. And
do
this
the
for
math
people
there.
at home as well is probably a good idea as
Right,
well.
'cause that-
So yeah. So I don't have to spec. So yeah, so I get +6 plus my 4 strength, which is +10 +2. So it's
Plus 12.
+12.
And it was a
total.
crit. No, it was a regular.
No,
it was
it's
a
No,
regular.
it's just
hit.
normal regular.
So D12 +12. Oh my gosh, 24 total damage.
That goblin is dead.
Completely squished.
So that was a maul from a large. wait. So that's a giant. That's a giant instincts maul, which is already like oversized.
Yes.
Like Smash Brothers oversized
Yeah.
hammer. And then he was enlarged to like 10 feet to 11 feet tall. It's a small goblin.
You're
That
like as
goblin
tall
is
as-
smaller than the head of your hammer.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm going to
Absolutely.
rule that thing literally just got squished.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
like Mario Brothers, like yeah, like literally.
Does he have to like peel him off the end of his hammer?
Yes, definitely. Okay. So that goblin is deleted. All right. And Azius, I think that was all 3 of your actions.
Yes,
correct?
it was.
All right. Villic. I know it's going to be tough for you, buddy, but
We could help out.
So
Is
you're-
he closer to the goblin or is he there?
I'm.
Right here.
You are the farthest back person. I am about 15 feet from the goblins.
yeah, currently Bob
you're
is
small.
Bob is the big guy. He's 15 feet away from those 2 yellows.
Bob, you don't get an attack of
I'm
opportunity,
just
right?
Bob does not have an
I'm
attack
gonna-
of opportunity.
That'd be a
can,
good thing.
At 6th
I'm gonna
level, I
activate
think he can
Wolf
take.
Stance.
He can choose
Okay.
to take one.
Hold on, Danny.
Danny's activating
Sorry.
wolf stance.
Wolf
Okay,
stance.
so 1 action to activate wolf stance. You are now in the stance of the wolf.
And then I'm gonna go creep up behind Bob.
Okay.
And then that's it.
All right. Well, I'm going to rule that Bob is so big and you're so small, Danny,
Sneak right through his legs.
that you can make a stealth check and actually literally be
I've been
hidden.
tweeted.
Oh, you
and
should
just-
definitely do that. Then.
And just be hidden behind it.
And so
How
where
long
he
does
is,
the rage last on?
10 rounds.
yeah,
1 minute, 10 rounds. Same difference.
should be the whole battle.
Can I climb on his back?
I don't recommend that when I'm raging.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. What are you trying to do here?
Springboard attack off the
So I
top
hang on
ropes.
his back.
Okay, fine.
So I hang on his back.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check to climb up Azius's back.
And as a point of reference, where he is now, Vizic has only made 25
Yeah, I know.
feet
Yeah,
of his
yeah.
movement.
Yeah. You climb at half speed, so that
Oh,
makes a
but-
lot of sense.
So he's up. He climbs up top.
So
Do I just roll a 20
He has to make an
D20 plus your athletics.
So when Danny's talking, we all have to be quiet because it's hard to hear him.
yeah.
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta look at my sheet.
That's fine.
I got a 12.
That's good enough. All right.
Okay.
5. 10, 15.
All right, so you are now riding on in Asius's square. You're kind of like hopped onto his back and you've latched on. Do you want to do anything else, Villic? You're just gonna ride him into battle.
I'm just gonna ride it.
Okay. All right, Gore.
I'm gonna sudden charge this guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yep. You can pass through your own teams. Pretty. Yep.
So that's
Give him hell.
I'm one-handed at the moment, so
Yep.
it's a D8. This is a 12,
26.
26.
Critical.
Ooh.
So remember, just roll your
Very
damage
nice.
and then double it.
I suspect this goblin.
6.
So 12 total.
And double it.
Oh.
Well, okay, that can't possibly be right because your
it's-
damage. What's your strength?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
7.
Is it also with the strength?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay.
There you go. 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
Nice. Hey, good job there, Gore.
And I'm gonna
Not as cool as mine, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
cast.
counting.
And you got another action, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna cast shield
Okay.
cantrip.
All right. You cast shield cantrip. Okay. Good deal. All right. So the yellow
I
goblins are
just
going to go next.
imagine I'm Ant-Man in Avengers.
Yeah. So they're like, take it down. And then shoop, 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 shoop.
I like to think of the cave troll.
Yeah.
They brought a cave troll.
They brought a cave troll, but it's the reverse. It's the Fellowship of the Ring that brought the cave troll.
Yeah.
It's
Gimli is all.
yeah, except it's Gimli.
He did,
All
he
right,
did an ounce of
all right, so
cocaine.
short bows don't have any volley problems. So the yellow goblin directly in front of you, Bob, is going to unleash twice with his short bow.
Bring it.
11
Okay.
and 9.
Far wide. Far wide.
I don't know how he missed me.
He was
because
very-
I am huge.
He's
He was
fucking freaked out.
visibly he was like this.
He saw me squish his comrade.
He's just looking away as he shoots at you. This guy's going to shoot
Oh, this one's
twice.
gonna hit for sure.
18.
No.
Ooh.
Right, because your AC went
That
up.
hit me.
19. I
His
was
AC
at
went up.
18.
His
I'm now
AC
at
went
19.
up. He's going to shoot again. 13.
Okay. Ooh, I'm still good.
There we go.
They're running.
Yeah.
away.
Oh no, it's like what do they do it with when you're tailing them when you're playing like a real time strategy and you have an
2
archer
shots.
who can move faster. And
13.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Saving these low rolls.
6.
Yes. I'm usually dead by now.
yeah. Usually you're unconscious fighting death. Now you're thwarting off.
This is so much more fun as a barbarian.
1 shot. There we go. 27.
Ah, dang it.
Almost a crit. 2 damage.
Okay.
Don't forget when you rage, you got your temp.
Oh, that's right.
What is
I
it,
don't
your level?
like kick the air out
That's
of the
my
wall.
level.
Yeah, these are the things, like you should write that near your hit point box.
I know.
Like it shouldn't be on page 8. It should be on your hit point box.
I printed all these pages
It's
out.
Appendix C.
And like I don't expect you to remember
No, it's
it.
plus my constitution modifier, so it's actually 7.
Yeah, so you get 7.
Or
temp.
6, sorry, 6 total.
Yeah, level 3 plus 3.
Yep,
So 6.
yep.
Yeah.
You took
So
2.
You took 2.
Okay, so I'm at plus 4. And what's interesting now is I'm almost at the stamina of my HP.
Okay, so the goblins,
27,
unleash a fuselage of shots on the barbarian, and I like to think that they're hitting, but he's like Wum from
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. They're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like they're sticking in you, but you just don't even feel it. And well, you guys have delayed so ineffectively that the goblins get to go back to back. So,
Effectively, ineffectively.
Debatable.
well, usually it's not a good idea to let the monsters all go in one row because
Again.
they can just gangbang you.
Sorry, is it Tim and Aaron if they're listening
All right,
to this?
so-
Sorry, new at this.
I think we're fine here in this case because we've got our
We barely
Man,
survived
there's
that.
just-
we've got our
goblin.
tank and our big giant
Just
idiot.
no good melee opportunities. They're gonna shoot. All right, this one's gonna shoot directly at the barbarian.
The moral of the story is
Yeah.
that I'm very well protected.
13.
I'm doing okay today.
All right, 20.
Okay. That is a hit.
2 damage.
Okay. Just these little tiny.
Good thing they
arrows
didn't go
keep
after
picking
me
at
because I had 21.
It's actually better for him to shoot at Gore, so he's gonna shoot at Gore.
Yeah.
So what's your AC? 21 now.
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Okay.
And I got an 11.
Get the hell out of here.
Derek's not going to the casino today.
No.
Not tonight.
That
Not
is
feeling
all
it
right.
tonight. Usually when we play Derek, for sure, casino afterwards.
Well, like you said, usually
he just RAPEs us.
usually, like you
Is
said,
this
at this
literally
point,
a turnabout?
Yeah, it's just like a
little
little
donut.
It's an end table, but there's like one
Oh.
of those little goblin plugs in the corner.
Oh, we need to get over there.
They might try to escape through.
I know, we need to block that up with my giant body.
Plug the hole.
Plug the hole. Just sit in it.
Oh, that's silly. So wait, to confirm, that's
That
another.
marker is probably giving
I
me
like the
COVID.
thing.
20 to hit Gore.
21 with the AC shield.
That's another sky window. Is that right?
No, that's just a mountain.
No,
That's a pillar?
nope, it's just a
A thick thing of brush.
thick thing of brush.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Well, the good news is, yeah, where the hell are they going to go?
Through this opening that I
there's
want to plug with my ass.
Oh, that's
Two shots at the barbarian from this guy. Oh, Jesus. 11, 22.
Okay, that's another hit.
3 damage.
Oh, and then my stamina now.
I also got to take the other spell, Bob. Haste makes you faster.
Why do I need to be faster?
26.
You can run over there. in
26
time.
is a hit.
3 damage.
Oh boy, I'm dropping down quick.
8 to hit. Miss.
Okay.
Just wait
All
till
right.
you get.
Dropping
All
down
right.
quick.
All the goblins have gone.
All right.
Is that you, Burl? I believe you're the first in order of us.
That's correct.
Okay. What else you got in that magic bag of tricks?
All right, Burl.
I hope you.
I was like, where'd Villic go? Oh, yeah.
What was
I can't
that, what was
see
that
him.
spell?
He's hiding.
What was that spell you hit last week where like you just like?
Oh, I think I critted on the hydraulic push.
Oh my
which
God,
did
that was fucking
66.
awesome.
On the Rillium, on the little
Yeah. At first, I kept
flying
thinking that spell
demon.
was awful
Yeah.
until you actually did
Well, he cast
amazing
it.
on it.
I think he cast it 3 times
And missed, yeah,
all
miss,
times.
and then I finally
I was like,
hit.
oh
and
shit, that
and then when I
spell's
hit
legit.
it, crit.
Yeah, 1 sec.
But it doesn't. So it doesn't. The bad news is it doesn't hit at multiple dudes. Like Burning Hands or Burning Hands is a 15-foot cone. So if I 60 feet.
60
but
feet's pretty
it's
good.
Single dude.
Yeah, I imagine Acid Arrow has good range too. Yeah.
Yeah, 120 feet. So that
Yeah.
could just.
But does he have to get around me? It's not the same as moving. He has to actually get a visible shot.
No,
Well, if he
small
shot-
creatures can.
No, any ally can go through their ally space. You can't end in that space, but
What I meant was if I'm in his
Unless
way
you
of
climb-
shot. Does
Unless you
that?
climb.
I mean the creatures get cover.
Okay, that's what I'm. You're gonna have to actually get around me a little
No,
bit.
they just get their ACs up by 1 because he has to shoot around it.
That AC +1 is.
Makes a difference. I mean, the goblins are not going to engage in melee with you
No.
if they can, because they literally do the same damage with their dog slice. Burl. Okay, so Burl, top of the round. All right, so the front line has advanced. They've killed 2 goblins, one apiece for Azius and for
I got
Gore.
one.
Yeah, but mine was way better.
Yours did get blown into
Keep up,
smithereens.
half elf.
I mean, so here's the thing. I think Villic crit, or I'm sorry, Gore crit, but Azius did more damage with a non-crit.
So the solution is I need to cast Enlarge on
So
Gore as
basically,
well.
Matt's gonna have no spells left.
That's all I do
Okay,
is
but
enlarge.
the goblins have fallen back, but they're running out of places to fall back. But there's still a lot of shots left. So, Burl, what's it gonna be?
So Burl's going to run up slightly past Azius, knowing
Okay.
that Azius will go next and hopefully then retake the ground.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, if you can move me, yeah, on the left-hand side, if I could squeeze into that, that's
Yep,
right
that's
there.
totally fine. You're
And
a
then I'd
small
like
guy.
to cast Electrical Arc on those
Whoa.
2 goblins.
What?
Yep.
What is that?
So it's my cantrip, but I can upgrade it to a 1st level spell.
Nope, second.
Second? Oh, because it's a cantrip first, so it can go to 2nd level spell.
Right.
And if I do that, it does 1d4 normally to each of them, but instead 2d4 to each of them, plus modifiers.
To each of how many?
2.
So
Okay.
basically, if
The
you can
first
imagine,
2 on
he
the left-hand
like
side.
there's suddenly sort of like no, I think which ones are you choosing, Matt?
Yeah, the 2 on the left hand, the closest 2 on, yeah.
It arcs between them.
Yeah, so there's like sort of like a kind of a glowing field between the 2 of them, and then suddenly there's like a
Tesla
discharge.
thing
Yeah, like
that's
a Tesla
okay. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good sound effect.
Yeah, and they just make a reflex
You
save.
should record
So why
that
don't
into your panel.
is it a reflex basic?
Yeah, what do you mean basic? Sorry.
The spell will tell you.
Oh, it is a basic reflex.
There you go. So why don't you go ahead and roll the damage for me first, so that we know how much damage we're
So
working
I'm
with.
gonna, as a one who's familiar with goblins, do I know how many hit points they have?
Danny,
No.
do you still see that?
Well, there's no reason not to. It's a cantrip, man. It doesn't take
Okay.
any spell
Well,
slots.
it is one of my signature spells, so I could upgrade it. Oh, I can upgrade for free,
Yeah,
right?
that shouldn't be one of your signature spells at all.
Because it doesn't matter
It
for
doesn't.
cantrips.
It never takes a slot.
Because
You can cast
and it always is
You can
heightened.
cast it. It's auto
Yeah.
heightened. You can cast that infinite times per day.
Oh, amazing.
So roll, what is it, 2d4
So this
plus
will be
your...
4, and if it's cast as a second level spell because of my feat that does damage for the level, so it's +6.
Yes.
Come on, baby.
So 6 + 6, 12.
All right, so 12 damage.
Not bad. Not bad.
So, and the reflex DC is?
18.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, reflex.
Come on.
Fail.
Come on.
And that one. All right, so he takes double.
Oh,
so he
man.
takes 24, and the other one takes 12.
The first one was holding his sword in the air as like a lightning rod.
It grounded it, yeah.
All right, so Burl moves forward, and with a wave of his hand, primal electrical energy arcs out from Burl.
Not bad, little gnome.
Cracks into one goblin who starts to like convulse and pop, and then the beam of electricity arcs through the air, strikes the other one, who critically fails, and his head just explodes.
And I guess all the while, Lucky is just like sniffing some trash on the way in.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Because
he knows what
distracted.
Lucky's
you
doing.
haven't commanded
Don't
him.
fall in the moon hole, Lucky.
All right, Azius
All right.
with
Sorcerer, you
ridden-
impress me again.
being ridden by Villic.
Right, he's on your back, so if you move, he moves with you.
Correct.
That's amazing.
And it could be like a springboard, like I'm saying. If Azius goes forward, and then Philip could just jump off, and
I get it. I'm going to sudden charge.
Okay.
hell yeah.
I was gonna have to throw me.
And remember,
I
you
can
don't.
hit from here, right?
You could go one step further.
I can hit. I can hit.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't forget to bring Villic along with you.
Oh, sorry. So,
No, he's in your square.
sorry.
Okay.
This is actually
I was like,
this is actually 10 feet short of where I could go. I technically could go here.
Which you can.
Okay, so there's really no reason.
Yeah,
not
you
to.
can attack things
Only
that are 5
reason
or
that
10
wouldn't
feet
the
away.
only reason you wouldn't do that is if you thought they had some sort of attack of opportunity or something like that, which they don't seem to
Okay,
have.
so I'm gonna come up
Yep.
right next to this
So
guy.
you rush past the creature, which
Yes.
this is a sudden charge.
Yes, sudden
Okay.
charge.
Yep. So you get to make an attack as part of your sudden charge.
As part of my sudden charge, I'm making an attack with my 10 plus 10 item. It is 16.
That is a hit.
Oh, sweet.
That's their AC.
Okay, and 12 plus a
That's a
D12 plus
That's a D20.
D12 plus 12.
Yep.
22 damage.
That's
very
good
dead.
enough.
Very dead.
Clonk.
So, just a little thing for the people at home. Okay, so this guy's dead.
Okay.
He was here.
Yes.
All right, watch this.
Oh boy, it's gonna explode goblin pus on me.
No.
Oh, okay.
You had sudden charge to here.
Ah.
You would have been able to hit that goblin,
Mm-hmm.
kill it with your 2 actions, move and attack. It's dead. Now you have 1 action left. You can now attack that one to your
throw
right.
me at him.
Oh, I see. But that's not what I want to do.
But that's not what you did.
But that's not what I want to do.
Okay, I'm just
Now I want to move in front of this fucking hole.
Plug it up.
Plugging the hole up with my fat ass.
It is 4 times as voluminous.
That was my plan. It was to plug the hole and kill all these fucking goblins.
What's the normal weight of your ass? It's times 4.
I mean, I'm not like literally pressing on the thistle, but I'm like covering the hole. It should be as big, less than me, I assume.
If you're 10 foot tall,
No, it's times 8.
times 8 for volume is 8.
Oh, yeah,
height
because
is.
width, length, and height.
Each of them are doubled.
Each of them is doubled, so
Yeah.
it's times 8
Yeah.
in terms of its volume,
So
times 8
they
in
can't
terms
get
of
to
its
their
weight.
little hole.
They
I
cannot.
plugged it up.
It is sufficiently plugged.
Yeah,
That
no,
was my
they're not
goal.
getting. There's no way.
That was my goal.
Okay, all right. So
That's
Azius,
why I did that.
So remember now, even though in mechanically, you moved, attacked, and then moved again. I like to think it was just one big move, and you just spear thrusted him with the hammer, just
Running.
like a battering.
charge.
No, like you held
Oh,
it
yeah,
like
yeah.
a pool cue, and you just like battering rammed him, and the goblin went like sailing up into the air and just
He's still
splattered.
stuck on it.
Yeah. All right. Great move, Azius. All right, Villic.
Danny, I guess you're right here on his
Yes,
foot.
He is.
He's literally on my back right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
so
against
Villic.
not against the thistle.
Yeah, so
I'm at least
Villic, you are
breathing room.
still on Azius's back as he rushes into the
Yeah.
cave.
Did you see that?
Into the thicket cave. He smashes another goblin to death. What are you going to do?
Lucha Libre.
I'm gonna jump off his back and spin kick a goblin in the head.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
This one or this one?
He can land between them and attack both.
Head don't matter.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
man.
there we go.
All right. So
One action was to do
all right. So
that.
one action to move, which is not a problem, and then I suppose one action to flurry of blows.
Yes.
Okay, great. So remember, you get to make 2 attacks with flurry of blows, even though it's 1 action. So one attack is going to be at your full base, and another attack is going to be at -4 because it's.
Is he still
Agile.
on his
Yes.
wolf stance?
He's still in his wolf stance.
Roll.
Okay.
So make one attack
I thought
first.
flurry of blows did 2 attacks at no disadvantage.
No, it's 2 attacks, but for 1 action.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Sorry.
So I'm rolling the 20, right?
Yep. You're rolling d20 and you're adding your full bonus. Also,
You have +1 magic wrap hands.
Also, I didn't realize this, but I didn't realize he had taken Stunning Fist, which is something to get a note too, which is if he targets the same creature with both of his flurry of blows, and at least one of them hits, the creature has to make a fortitude save or it's stunned.
Cool.
Okay.
So I'm adding 10, correct?
Correct.
So the first one's 19.
Yep. Hit.
And that's
So technically, the way Flurry of Blows works is you choose your targets first.
So Danny, do you choose both those 1 and 1 or both at one guy?
I was gonna split it.
Okay.
Okay. And then technically, the way it's supposed to work is
Hold on, Danny.
because this is a very minor point, but it can come up. Flurry of Blows has this thing where technically, if you roll your damage technically simultaneously. And the reason why that's important is because if you were to attack one creature, and let's say the creature had an ability that said, I take off 5 damage from every attack. And Danny flurried blows and hit it twice. And he did 6 and he did 6. Right? With his flurry of blows. Flurry blow A did 6, flurry blows B did 6. But the way flurry blows is it counts as like one attack. So actually, from terms of the math, he would do 12 and the creature would take off 5
Instead
from
of
12.
10.
And instead of, well, no, if he was taking 5 off from each attack, he would do 6 damage minus 5 is 1, 6 damage minus 5 is 1. He would only do 2, but he would actually do 7. So technically, you pick your targets, you make your attack rolls, and you roll all your damage. And it combines everything for purposes like that. But just FYI.
Okay, so roll your attack damage now.
Yeah, so he's just made his attack, so it's fine. He hit the 1.
2d20.
What's that?
Am I gonna roll the 2d20s because I'm separating between 2 monsters first?
Well, yeah, you
and
rolled
then
your
do the
first.
damage,
Yeah,
or-
you rolled your first attack. That one hits. So now roll your second attack and see if that one hits. Now that second attack is
Okay.
going to be at +6.
Are you on the call with them too?
That's how you're hearing the voice.
Oh, you said a +6.
Yeah. So D20, 20-sided dice +6.
Mine is +6. So 50, I got 50 on the second one.
15.
Watch the camera.
Just pull back a little bit. 15 on the second one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear him. Okay, so the first attack hits, the second attack misses. So roll your damage
Okay,
against the
the
first
damage.
goblin. Yep.
Okay. So 1d8. So 4. Oh no, do I get +1 damage or +1 hit for the?
Just
You get
+1
+1
hit.
hit. So your
That's
damage
what I-
should be D8 plus
so
whatever
only-
your
only
strength
4
is.
damage.
You get to add your strength.
3. So 7. Sorry.
Dead. Okay, great.
So 1 hits, dead, 1 misses, alive.
And technically, you have 1 action left, which you can use to.
I can do attack again, right? With the jaw.
Yep, you can
That's-
-8.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna attack.
only a +2, but
-8.
yeah. So total. Well, your bonus to hit is +10, right?
Yeah.
So -8 now. So
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I know what I'll be next time.
yours is 12.
I rolled. So I get -8.
A fighter.
Isn't
That's
it
what I'll
twelve?
be next
You
time.
roll, you roll a d20 plus 2
I didn't say I'll
instead
be a
this
monk
round.
next time.
If you want to attack him.
Okay, so I rolled an 18. So it's not a 10.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Plus-
minusing 8.
So 18 plus 2 is 20.
Right.
That's a hit.
And that's a hit. So
Okay.
now roll your D8 plus 3 damage. 1d8 plus 3.
6 damage.
Okay.
Dead.
That's pretty good.
Dead.
Killed 2 goblins?
All right, so Villic, you flip off of Azius as Azius takes up a defensive position. You land. There's a bunch of chops and flops and kicks and various wolf fang.
Not bad little goblin.
And you wipe out the entire left side of the goblin.
Yeah, it's when Ant-Man is bringing down
The Hulk.
the Hulk, and yeah, the Hulk, who is also huge already.
Yeah.
The Hulk and
Okay,
Rocket.
Gore. Oh, your party's kind of cleaned up the left side.
no one's
we'll
coming
leave-
through this fucking
yeah,
hole.
The whole right side is for you, Gore. You got all 4 of those guys.
Yeah, you better plow through that.
Well, you could sudden charge to the rear.
It's true.
What do you mean to the rear?
Over here.
You don't have to sudden charge the nearest enemy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can work your way around them. Leave you and Lucky, and you're not trying to get hit ever.
Yeah.
It's 2 actions to put a buckler away and a sword away, right?
I think like moving things around.
Well,
is
the
one
cool
action.
thing is you don't have. So a buckler, you don't have to.
It's on you, right?
Yeah.
So it's one action to, or it's a one action to release the grip. I'm sorry, it's free action to release the buckler. Now it won't fall off you because it's strapped to your hand.
Okay.
But it's another. It is one action to change a grip.
Okay.
So
From
if you want
single to double.
From single to double.
Can I put my sword away, pull out the bow, and shoot this guy?
You could.
Okay, so you put away the sword. That's one action.
Yeah.
You could draw out the bow. That's a second action. You could shoot. That's a third action.
Okay.
Because the pulling the arrow and drawing.
That's part of it. It's called the bow has a property called load 0,
Mm-hmm.
which means it takes 0 actions to load it. Crossbow has load.
Why would
1.
you do that versus sudden charging to that mess
Yeah.
of goblins?
Because I want to see what it's like to shoot a bow in a safe environment.
That's a perfectly good reason.
Good time to experiment, Gore.
I mean, that being said, we should be able to.
Yeah. All right, Gort.
squash
So yeah, you quickly sheath the bastard sword. You pull out your bow. You knock an arrow, draw it to your cheek, and you shoot which goblin? Pick your choice.
I will take the yellow
Okay.
goblin.
It gets +1 cover because the goblin that's in front is in between.
I'll take the front goblin.
Okay, go for it. So you're going to be adding. You're an expert at this because you're a fighter. So your proficiency bonus should be 7, and then you're going to add your dexterity.
2.
So plus 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for a bow.
Oh my god.
So not only did you hit, you crit.
Okay.
So
So
It's a D6.
So 28 total.
okay.
People at home.
So with a bow, you're going to do just D6. Now it's propulsive, so you're adding
Yes.
2. So you're going to roll D6, add 2, 5, double it, 10.
10.
But a bow has the deadly trait, deadly D10. So when you
Yes.
crit with a bow, it does an additional D10 damage.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
So
That's why I want.
I mean, I think he's dead already, but it's
Uh,
just insult to injury.
it's
here.
just insult.
So how
That's
far
when
he
you
flies.
crit.
when you crit.
When you crit.
When you crit,
That's what the deadly trait does. Hopefully you wrote that down. on
Is
your
it always
bow.
is
I
deadly
wrote
just
deadly D10.
Yes, right.
I didn't understand.
is deadly always just the
Do you want to
value of
use
the weapon
a
itself?
sweet looking metal dice?
It can be different.
His bow is D6.
And then deadly D10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 19 damage total?
Correct. No, he rolled a 3, so that's 2. He has strength bonus is only half.
Oh,
when he's swinging the
yeah,
bow.
sorry.
So 5, 10, so 17.
Okay, 17
So,
damage.
so very dead.
very, very dead.
Very, very dead. Okay.
I'd like to
This
argue
was the
that
first
that
guy.
arrow continues on to the next goblin.
I'm thinking it goes-
listen,
I think
that's
it
a-
Is there a
pulls into the-
feat?
All right, well, good, because it is the goblin's turn.
Well, just that. Oh, yeah. Yellow
Now,
one
well,
first.
there's only 3 of them left.
Yeah.
And
4 if you count Villic. What? What?
no, that's true. All right, but they have a shot at Burl.
Yeah.
Can I get a little cover?
No way.
No way, there's no cover. All right, so he's going to shoot plus
From the,
8.
from the yellow one.
Yeah, from the yellow. 14 to hit.
Oh, no.
No.
And then
Oh.
It's crit.
Nat
It's crit.
20.
He makes a second attack.
Yeah, and I nat 20. So it's D6 doubled. So
Can I don't know if I remember you can do like a reaction to stop the thing. No.
If you have
Okay.
shield or no?
I mean, maybe there's a high level ability that lets you
yeah,
do
I
that.
don't
it should
have
be fine.
Okay.
So
It's just a goblin.
So not only do you take D6 doubled, which is
Oh,
2D6,
boy.
but it's a short bow, so it's deadly. So you take an additional D10.
Oh, my God.
So you take 11 damage.
Oh, that's fine. I've got 4.
Stamina left.
4 stamina left. Yikes. Still rough, though.
Yeah.
Burl, I don't like you getting hit. Lucky's probably concerned right now.
I know. He's in the other room. He's distracted.
He's still looking at tracks in the moon
And
door.
then that goblin is going to take cover. So
he better.
it just meaning he's going to like hug the wall of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
briars and try to
Yeah.
take cover. So he's going to improve his cover bonus. All right, the other 2 goblins. The one next to the one in yellow, directly
To the
next to him.
left?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going to shoot.
Gore? Oh, he could
Burl.
probably shoot Burl, too.
Shoot Burl too.
Oh, my
there, I
God.
think there-
11
Okay, miss. But I think there has to be some.
Okay.
and 8. No, there's not. I can.
Which the closest guy?
Yeah, the closest.
All right.
Yeah,
the
this
third
guy. This
All right,
guy is
now-
going at Villic.
Now that one is going to
for
go Villic,
sure.
but Villic is gone, so I'm going to shoot at Azius instead.
What? Oh, my
A
God.
much bigger target.
Yeah, much bigger target.
16
Oh.
times bigger.
Fuck.
26.
That's a hit.
Oh, that's a 6th
5
level.
damage. This is what they call
5 damage.
This is what they call.
That's a pretty good one.
This is what they call crit fishing. You know, I'm just trying to get crits. 18.
Nope.
You take enough shots. Hopefully, some of them land.
That would have been a 6th level.
That's 2 hits I saved myself on becoming gigantic,
Right.
enlarged.
And we would have had
And I didn't
to
take
each other.
I didn't take a second action.
Ooh, he charges. The fighter. I like
Moves
it.
up.
And then this one
Melee.
is gonna he's gonna take cover as well. Okay. No, he didn't move. He can't move. He just takes cover where he was. Burl. Yeah, I mean, by moving into combat with the fighter, he's trying to just buy the other goblins more time.
trying to save his comrades.
Yeah, it's not really heroic, but you've literally cut off their escape.
That was my plan.
So they're,
stand in front of his door.
they're literally fighting to the death.
All right, so Burl is going to run towards the little centerpiece there, but to the right-hand side. So if you can move me 25 feet past Gore.
Through the creature's threatened area.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
These creatures,
I would have taken
these creatures don't have attacks of opportunity,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can just take a kind of a roundabout way.
and then I'm going to hit them, the two most closest. I don't know how it works with reflex save for electric arc.
Okay.
With the second one, because if he technically from line of sight has
No, both creatures have to have line of sight to both creatures.
So it's these two.
Can I see the second one?
You're going after these two, right?
Wait. Okay, the second one is a very vague term.
Ignoring the one that's in melee with Gore.
You cannot see the second one.
All right.
Actually, that's a lie. You can because you can
Does it
see
affect
you can see
him?
the corner of his square. So you have fine.
It affects him though.
What does that mean?
He's using electric, isn't he?
Well, if I
Maybe he has to see it.
electric arc, yeah.
Yeah, but so he can see this guy, so he's gonna hit him
Oh,
with.
you have to be able to see it.
So yes,
Yeah.
it's real simple.
Yep.
If you can imagine an imaginary line from any one of Burl's squares, if you can imagine an imaginary line emanating from any of the corners of Burl's square, can you draw a line from Burl's square to any corner of that creature square?
Okay.
In
if you
this case, he can.
And that far corner there.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, and you can draw there. So.
But the other
Could have
three,
been poorly drawn.
I
map.
guess I thought anything electrical affecting this guy would affect.
No, it doesn't just
anything
jump
in that.
randomly.
that's
It
not
has
how
to be
it works.
physically seen.
yeah, and it's still reflex save. So
yeah. So roll your damage.
Come on,
okay.
baby. Come on.
If
Big
you
money,
roll,
big money,
if you,
big money.
If you roll 12, they're both dead because they can't pass.
Big money, big money, big money.
So we got 6,
that sounds
7,
nice.
8, and then 9, 10.
Oh my god, man.
I don't think that's right.
Spellcasting modifier. Oh, it's 4. So I'm sorry. So it's 4 plus 2, 6 plus 6 is 12.
So they're both dead. Well, let me see if I roll you nat
Reflex,
20s.
yeah, basic reflex.
No nat 20s. Okay,
All right.
they're both dead. Not quite as dramatic because that one didn't, no one took 20.
Yeah,
But
but it still fried him up.
still
nice.
very dead. All right, Azius, there's one goblin left.
Boom, boom.
Sudden charge him.
No, I'm just gonna wait.
Was gonna hang out.
Did you get a
Hang on.
delay?
Delay.
Okay. Villic delays. Gore. Your turn,
Can
buddy.
you kill this thing or what?
Yeah,
You just
slash
gonna
that.
stare
Well,
at
you
it?
have
Look
a-
at this guy.
Well, you have a bow in your hand right now.
Take
so.
out your fucking
have a bow.
sword
I'm
and
gonna
slash this bitch.
I'm gonna put my bow away.
One action,
Pull out my bastard sword as
2
a
actions.
two-handed weapon
And,
Yes.
and
That's
whoop
one
his
action.
ass.
And smack.
and hit him.
and don't miss. Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
hit. So D12 plus 4.
Yeah. Don't roll a 1.
Close. There you go.
I should have moved.
Don't roll a 1.
He's got 1 hit point
I
left.
knew it. I was like, he's got literally 6 HP.
All right, Azius, your turn.
Oh,
Oh, I just realized you can't see this, can you? Not well.
Oh,
shit. So now I have to fucking sudden charge.
Throw a
So it
dagger.
doesn't hit him for any more damage.
You could just charge
10,
him.
15, 20.
And you
25,
reach
30.
10 feet
Yeah.
instead of
plus,
5.
yeah. I mean, if you did 2 actions to move,
Yes.
Sudden charge at this
Yep.
point.
All right. So Azius breaks. He's like, "Oh, Gore, you didn't even kill him."
Yeah,
And then he
come
just
on,
rushes.
dude.
All right. So plus a lot.
10 is 17.
Hit.
And
That's a
this is
D20.
I think by
That's a D-
default-
that's a D20.
This is, default, it's an auto death.
I think, yeah.
Oh, you rolled a 1, but it's 13. But it's 13 damage.
13 damage to this guy.
It killed him by more than double.
Yeah, my miss, not
right.
miss, but my weak hit is devastating.
All right. So after a
Does
few,
this end? Oh, 5 minutes. So
5
I assume
minutes. So.
sorry, what?
I assume I'm shrinking back
Well,
down.
how long does it last?
5 minutes. Yeah.
So 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
5
I
minutes.
thought it was 10.
That's what it says on this
Oh,
piece of paper
okay.
I got.
In that case, yeah, technically it lasts for another 4 minutes or 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes.
Okay, so we're just gonna stay large for a little bit just to see what happens.
All right. So after the fight, remember you can spend your resolve to regain stamina.
I would like to do that.
1 point of resolve will heal you of all your stamina.
Might as well at this point. I'll be back at full stamina. Go down to 3 resolve.
And then remember, this is sort of a thing. The reason why you want to make sure that you guys take the damage and not Matt is because remember, you have more stamina than him.
Oh yeah.
So 1 point of your resolve heals you for 20 stamina, whereas Matt's 1 point of resolve heals him for
What do we say? It was
15 is
Yeah.
the max. Yeah.
right. So
Like 3/4 of that.
right. But the other reason is Matt can use his resolve to get back his spells.
Oh, yeah.
So if Matt is having to use his resolve to heal for hit points, not as good.
I'm doing less damage.
You're doing less damage. So
Hey guys, you
All those
think,
electric arts.
you think about this ladder
yeah,
might
it's
go
cantrip.
somewhere?
It's free.
Well, I suspect, right?
That ladder goes up to one of those watchtowers.
Oh, right here? This thing?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have gone left. We should have gone right.
No, we want to go.
There's nowhere to go here.
There's a door where you were plugging it with your ass.
Okay.
Actually, that goes back to that tunnel that Villic
Yeah.
had scouted.
Oh,
He
okay.
just didn't see it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got to go
Well,
that way.
yeah, double back here. Let's head this way.
So avoiding the moon door.
All right. So it's not the moon door, but fair enough.
People at home that watched Game of Thrones, moon door avoiding.
Hey, Lucky, how you doing?
Yeah, hi,
All right,
Lucky.
So you make your way.
Piss on
So
the
now
moon door.
remember, you're not in the goblin tunnels again.
No.
That's why you being enlarged is not a problem. But if you do enter it's going to be, you cannot enter the goblin tunnels enlarged. But
Okay.
Do we got another 20 minutes of play left?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think he wants another beer. The Knights of the Last Call.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just letting you know it's Rory's birthday,
It is
by the
your
way.
birthday.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Is it really your birthday?
It is.
5 instead of 4.
Is it your birthday? is it really your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Have a hero point.
Shit, I can't wait till May.
Stacy's like, here, I made you this. It's our children. They get, yeah, wait,
fucking hero
here's
point.
a hero point.
Make me survive against a 3-armed goblin.
Right. Okay. So you guys re-enter this main chamber.
Yes.
So there's a twisting passageway that leads up. But now that you guys know, because you guys know the general coordinate direction that you want to go, and with Asius's knowledge of survival, you're able to sort of avoid. So that little short passageway that I've drawn between these two sections is really more of like maybe 100 feet
Okay.
of passages that you're basically moving in the northeast direction, which
From
will
there.
take from that room. Yeah. So in reality, there's some other twisting passageways that curve back, but assuming you guys have stated that your goal is to try to make your way towards Thistletop.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm going to one-hand my sword and defend with my buckler.
yeah, so let's go to that real quick. Exploration wise, what are we doing?
Searching still.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so
Back to searching
okay, so
for me.
so Burl and Asius are keeping an eye out. Okay. Well, actually though, Asius, it sounds like you are probably not doing that.
Hmm?
Asius, it sounds like you are
Just a giant distraction.
no. Asius, you are using the
Bumbling idiot skill.
I can't be clumsy.
His clumsy counteracted his
Investigate?
clumsy.
yeah. No, you're using survival to track.
Oh, that's not on my list.
Does that put him in the lead?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Following the expert? Is that what it's called?
No, following the expert would be if someone else was doing something and you wanted to like just do what they were doing. Like for example, if you guys were climbing up a cliff.
Oh, there's track. Use survival to find and follow creatures. Page 252.
There you go. So that's kind of what you're doing to kind of guide the party through this
Okay.
thorn maze. So you're tracking, and in fact, if you look at the track, do you have the track up? Do you see where it says track?
It just says use survival to follow creatures. It then just refer to page 252.
Yeah. So if you look here at the track, you see how the track has that exploration tag.
Yep.
See it?
Yep.
And that's how you know that that's an exploration action,
Yep.
which is what you do in normal combat. In fact, this will be a good test. Go ahead and make a survival check to see how quickly you can guide the party through this. This will determine whether your enlarge is still up or not.
Okay. This is a 15 total.
Good enough. I was going to say DC was 15. So, so you're able to basically make it through in just a few minutes. Because now that you're not low crawling through the goblin tunnels, you can move at normal speed, and you only have to cover, maybe 100 feet.
Yep.
So you're searching. You're seeking.
Yep.
I'm tracking.
You're tracking. You're scouting. Oh no, you're defending.
Defending,
So you're
yep.
and we'll just assume Villic is scouting.
He's
because-
for sure scouting.
Yeah. All right. So up ahead.
Squeezing through. The wall just seems to disappear when I walk by it.
All right. So up ahead, I've drawn this as a room, but think of it as more of like an area where like there's areas. This whole area is full of briars and thorns. The squares that have the squares are the squares with the squares. The squares with the thick outlines and the X's through them are essentially, think of them as pillars or unpassable. Like, right? Like the briars there are so thick that you can't move through them.
Do they provide cover?
Supporting briars.
Yeah, yeah, like it's like a part of the tangle. Like it's the same as the walls, right? It's just super thick. The squares that have all the little triangles in them, however, the briars are still present, but they're not as tall and thick. But you can move through them, but you move at half speed. It's difficult terrain, okay? Because the briars and stuff are going to pull in and tug at you.
Okay.
Now,
They kind of almost equal out. They're
what's that?
going round versus
Yeah.
going through almost equal out. On
Yeah,
the
it
first
shouldn't,
half.
but we play with a sort of cheating form, which we might eventually get rid of, but
Okay.
we just did to make it easier when we're playing, but we are technically cheating every time we play
Okay.
Why is that?
because we are counting diagonals as 5 feet.
Oh, how do they do it?
Every other diagonal is
Oh, yeah.
10 feet.
Okay.
It says technically a diagonal move is 7.5 feet.
As
you know,
Pythagoras
that's
would tell us.
Pythagorean theorem, right angle, hypotenuse. And so the way that you traditionally do it in Pathfinder 2 is if I move a diagonal, that first diagonal only takes up 5 feet of my movement. But if I make a second diagonal, that takes 10 feet of my movement.
And then it toggles.
And then it would take 5 feet again, and then it would take 10 feet. So you're basically it's 15 for 2 is a way to think of it. We haven't been doing that because there's a million other things to keep track of, and so I haven't been worried about it. But eventually I will bring that back in because that makes movement a lot more important.
Yes.
And now that people like Villic have higher movement, it actually is to his disadvantage that I'm not using that move.
I maybe as a newbie also noticed we're not keeping track of piercing, striking, or I'm not striking, slicing.
Oh, well,
What is that?
It's still like a bludgeoning and piercing.
That still
and striking.
matters.
It still matters.
That
yeah.
only matters though if the creature has some sort of relevant text that
like
matters.
skeletons don't care about piercing.
Skeletons,
Okay.
for example, take less damage from piercing. Zombies take less damage from bludgeoning. You guys just haven't fought those.
I was kind of looking at armors and I was like, why should I take one
Yeah.
other than
Yeah, we just
the
haven't encountered anything.
piercing
Yeah,
versus
goblins so far just they're
Yeah.
just normal. They
Died everything.
Okay, gotcha.
Die to a big hammer.
That is true.
All right. So
Whoosh.
as you enter into this area, you hear a voice emerge from the far side of this sort of chamber. A wicked goblin's voice that cackles out. No further. No long shanks are getting here. And then suddenly you see a goblin sort of emerge.
You son of a bitch.
All right. So this is Gugmort.
Okay.
Gugmort, that's a good name.
What is that,
too.
a panther?
He's riding a panther?
Just hanging out with one in the picture. it
Oh, he's
looks
just
like.
chilling. He's best
That's the
friends with a
guy.
panther.
That's the guy I was telling you about.
I didn't.
He destroyed my village.
No, the one that looks like Baby Yoda.
This
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Well,
I remember you, Longshanks. The elves died very cruelly that day.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Burl might be a little hard to control this round.
Not Burl. Gore.
Gore, sorry.
But Burl is upset because, of course, his old buddy Gore and his father.
Yes, yes.
All right, so this is Gugmort, who has served Chief Ripnugget as an advisor and sort of the spiritual leader of the Thistletop Goblin for many years. He hates the Longshanks more than anyone, which, to be fair, is also probably why he's not super happy that the goblins are serving a bunch of humanoids, which might be why he's out here.
And he's by his lonesome?
He does appear to be. It seems like most of the goblins probably have. I mean, you guys did fight a bunch of them, but it seems like most of the goblins have probably been drawn. Well, number one, you killed a bunch.
There's like
So-
10 of them or 12 of them.
There's 10, yeah.
I'm talking about I'm
general.
saying in the city. In the city, you killed a bunch, but most of the goblins have fallen back to Thistletop itself. But Gugmort hates the Longshanks so much, including the ones that are their allies.
He's
that
putting up the last resistance.
Well, he's like, I'm not going there. Like, there's too many humans. I hate them. They're like the worst. I can't believe we're serving them. But he's still very loyal to the goblin tribe. So beyond this is the bridge. Yeah. Okay. So Gugmort shrieks and
initiative.
Perception. Yeah.
Fucking waste this idiot.
Oh, dang it. 12 for Asius.
Gugmort.
Oh, actually, +1 because of scouting?
Everyone gets a +1 because of scout.
20.
Yeah, 13 for Asius. Then.
13 for Asius.
27 for...
Whew, that's a 19. So Big Burl with a 27. Gore with a...
Burl.
3'6".
Gore with an 18.
20.
20. Villic.
13.
Not the greatest initiative. Asius?
13.
Okay, but you get to go before Villic. So. All right, Goggy. Well, Goggy got a 24.
Oh, nice. Sliding in between.
Yeah, getting sliding in. Sliding.
Bro, we need some hot shots here.
Oh, I'm gonna hit him with the acid arrow.
Ooh. That's what I like to hear.
All right.
Use up my second level spell. Is it my turn?
Burl, you definitely go
All right.
first. Yeah.
Excuse me. From here, this seems like a perfect opportunity
Yep.
to launch an acid arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So from now, right now, there's a gigantic pillar of.
So you might move first.
Yeah, there's a big pillar of. Right. Remember the squares with the thick outline, Matt, are impassable terrain. So you actually can't see.
Directly behind it.
Yeah, you're directly behind. So you actually have no line of sight to this creature right now.
You have to move on my right side.
Or move around to the left of it. Yeah.
But there's some other.
That's easy. That's
There's a
Villic.
double X on the other
Isn't
side.
that Villic? That's Villic you're moving.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're up and you're lucky. That's what I'm saying. Just move up, right? And up a little more, right?
I should be able to see him straight line of sight from there.
You can.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yep. And although the difficult terrain is tough to move through, it doesn't provide cover.
Right.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right.
Come on, big money, big money, big money.
All right, let's hit him with the acid arrow. It's just
on.
a regular spell attack. +9.
Woo!
Ooh, 27.
That's a hit.
All right.
on.
3d8 acid damage plus 1d6 persistent.
Oh,
And then it also, second level spell adds 2 damage.
oh, come on.
So
But
let's roll the damage first. You don't roll the persistent. You just roll the
Right.
damage.
So 9 plus 8 is 17 plus 2, so 19.
Okay, so 19 damage right off the spot.
Jeez Louise.
He's slammed with an acidic bolt that streaks across the battlefield, slamming into the druid. The druid is obviously struck and begins bubbling and burning as the acid starts tearing at his face.
That looked like it hurt.
Yes.
And then he'll take ongoing 1d6.
Right.
Good shot there, bro.
And so what's going to happen on Burl's turn is...
Is it my turn or his turn?
On his
On his
turn, you take it at the end of each of your turns as long as he has a condition, rolling any damage dice anew each time. So at the end of each of the druid's turns, or Gugmort's turns, did he fall off?
As it
there. Him?
Oh, yeah. At the end of each of Gugmort's turns, he's going to take D6 points of acid damage.
Jeez.
And then after he takes the damage, he gets to roll a flat DC 15 check. Means he just rolls a D20. And if he gets a 15 or higher, he recovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it persists.
Okay.
Okay.
And Burl notes that in his best guess, he thinks the creature is a druid.
Yes.
Well, because of the DM's.
Yes,
He's a druid.
well, you definitely know it's a druid now because the druid's animal companion springs from behind.
Whoa. What kind of, what kind of
panther?
animals?
That's that panther asshole.
It's the
Picture.
panther asshole.
Oh, from
no.
fucking behind Villic.
Yes.
Hey, but at least it's not me.
All right. Springing and leaping from behind comes Tangletooth,
What a name.
the fire pelt cougar pet of Gugmort.
You might be in trouble.
The creature leaps through the air, and it is a mature animal companion, and lands with his jaws. So first things first, Villic is flat-footed against this attack, so he does an additional D4 points of damage with this, and he bites with his jaws. I got a 22, Villic.
That's going to be hit.
No, he's got like 20.
No.
21.
Oh.
I'm sorry, can't hear you when other people are talking, Danny.
I have steady balance. Does that matter?
I don't know what steady balance does. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I can't remember.
It probably doesn't do it.
Right.
I've got it. I don't know what it means.
Hold on.
You roll.
I mean, is it listed somewhere? Is it a monk thing?
It's a monk thing.
It's under acrobatics.
Oh, it's an acrobatics thing?
It's an acrobatics thing.
Oh, it'd be under feats.
Is it a skill? Oh, it's a feat.
Sorry. Yeah,
What's it called?
steady balance.
Steady balance.
Maintain your balance in a
All right, so
reverse.
yes. So
conditions,
normally,
so
if you're
it's not-
using your balance, like if you're walking across a tightrope, you become flat-footed because you can't really dodge attacks when you're balancing, but you don't. But this is not balancing, so
So just kaboom.
so you're hit. So the creature leaps upon you, and with its jaws, it strikes. It's going to do 2d because it's going to do 2d6 plus 3 piercing and an additional d4 of precision damage from the sneak. So you take 10 total damage.
All right.
This goes to your stamina.
And then, right, goes to your stamina first if you have it. Then the creature quickly follows it up with an agile claw attack and gets a 22.
Oh man.
Does a little less damage, but it still does the precision because you're flat-footed. And plus 3. Oh, I rolled really low. So you take 6 more damage from Tangletooth.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your stamina at, Danny?
I'm at 2 out of 21.
Okay.
Okay. Next, my boy. All right. Gugmort. Gugmort.
One of his actions was the
Move.
familiar, right?
Oh, one
No.
of his. Oh, he just gets it for free.
Yeah.
It was just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I have to use one
Must
action.
came out of the fucking
Yeah.
moon door.
So in their, he's not a druid. Monsters aren't any class.
Sure.
They're just monsters.
Okay.
So they has druid like abilities,
Gotcha.
but they don't work exactly the same as
Okay.
normal creatures.
Gotcha.
It's basically its own monster. Gugmort raises his staff to the sky, and as he does it, you start to see sort of green, vile energy start pouring out from him. It like flows out from the staff into the ground.
Oh, shit.
The briars and the vines
Tanglewood.
leap to life as you kind of see a ripple of energy as the vines and the briars come rippling out towards you, and he casts an entangle spell. It is a 20-foot radius burst.
That's everybody.
Everybody?
Oh my.
Including the
goodness.
panther.
No, he's going to target that shit so it doesn't hit the
Ah.
All right, within the radius of the entangle, suddenly the plants and the briars leap to life. Every square within this area now counts as difficult terrain. So it all takes 2 squares of movement or 10 feet of movement.
Are the triangles now quadruple?
It's now very difficult terrain. Three squares of movement.
3 squares of
And
movement.
every round that you start your turn in the area, which will be basically everybody, you have to make a reflex save. If you fail, you get minus 10 feet to your speed.
God, I'm like never gonna be able to move.
And if you crit fail, you become immobilized. All right. All right. So he leaps you up with an entangle spell, and then he raises up his shield, raising his armor class. Okay. Big Daddy Gore, can I get a reflex save at the beginning of your turn? That might have been a critical. Well, no, you got a good reflex, right?
11.
Okay. So you fail. So your speed is reduced by 10 feet this round.
Okay. Just for the round.
Mm-hmm.
Moving through the if I want to move behind the X pillar
Well,
You have
easiest-
15 feet of movement
per
per
action.
stride. Yeah.
per stride.
But remember, each square takes 10.
Yes. How far can I get to the pillar?
If you 3 moved, you could move 6 squares. If you want to get directly behind the pillar, it's 3 movement or 3 squares, which would take 2 move actions.
I'm gonna get directly behind the pillar. Nope, the pillar north of me.
Wait, I didn't know where you're going. Wait, go back to where you were. I was lying. Okay, where are you trying to go, Gore?
I'm just trying to go behind that pillar. Yep.
Okay, well, that's
So for
the first
one,
move. That's your whole move.
That's 15 feet. That's one action.
Right.
This would be 25.
So that,
no. 'Cause
that's-
remember,
it's
it's
10 feet more.
You only get your strides as you get them.
Well, I meant as far as
So yeah,
Yeah. So here, fine. 15,
so that's one action.
15, and then 25, and then 35, and then 45.
Yeah, so
and
that
that's
would be
all
all
three
your
of
moves.
all your actions.
That's all your actions if you want to go there.
But now you have cover.
Well, he's out of the area of the entangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're out of the
Is that what you want to do, Rory?
That's what I would. I thought I could get to the side of that pillar, but that's as far as I can get.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's literally
Yes.
as far as you can get.
Yeah.
Basically,
that's-
Gore is just spending his entire turn like
Chogging through.
the vines are ripping up and grabbing at your boots and your legs, and you can't pull them down. So
And I'm no longer at 15 feet.
All right.
no, you are at 15 feet until the start of your next turn,
Okay.
but
All
then
right.
you won't be.
I'm
All right,
still enlarged.
Azius, go ahead and make a reflex save.
Yep. Here we go. That's a 16.
That is a failure. All right, your speed is reduced by 10.
So I got 15 speed as well.
What we'll say is this, Bob, if you want to move into if you want to temporarily imagine that your character is just one square, each square takes 10 feet of movement. So basically, because it's greater terrain, it would cost 10, so it'd be 15 feet. Does that make sense? So you can kind of like, when you tip your guy on the corner and you're just like dip, 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 but it takes double movement.
Yeah.
So
Because another idea is I could have. Where are we in the order here?
Me.
Easiest.
right now.
So I'll go again before both of them. So I could have Lucky flank the Panther, so that Lucky and Villic can
So my
slap-
thought was that I was trying to get in front of Villic to help him out, but maybe my thought would now be to kind of take cover.
Can you just pick
to the
him
right of
up?
him.
Can you just scoop him up?
My thought was to maybe
You throw him at.
Oh, you can Colossus Wolverine him. toss Wolverine.
the fastball special. I think I want to move to the side of Villic and take cover, if that's okay.
To over here?
Yeah, over there it would be taking cover, right?
you can't, that's the wall.
Sorry, I can't see the wall.
You
No.
are the wall.
No, you can walk in one square. You can't end your turn half into a wall.
Where is the wall?
I'm sorry, I thought it was pretty.
Well,
Oh,
it's,
now
it's,
I see it.
It's
Sorry.
also it's also weird because
There's a dry erase over there. I was getting confused.
it's weird because we have a quantized zone to being in a 5 foot radius, but the wall goes smaller than 5 foot. So is it like you could
Sorry.
stand here, but
No,
that's not a real.
No, you can't stand
I
there.
see the wall now. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
From
Well,
where,
no.
He's
The
at the
entangle
wall.
spell, because remember, it's not really a wall.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just really thick briars.
Yeah.
You can push through it. There's
Sorry.
a DC for it. It's like a whole action. But the entangle spell does reach into that briar patch. So that radius is correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
this
I
is
did
an
not see that wall that was right there.
There you go,
First,
yeah.
sorry. I saw these like faded lines. I'm like, oh, is there like a nook I can kind of like slide into? Sorry. So apologies.
You see it now?
Yeah,
So
that
I
that
am
was
literally the wall next
Yeah.
to the wall. So at that point, then I will.
You could also delay
I'm gonna
if-
delay to
Okay.
after Villic.
All right, Villic, it's your turn, buddy.
I'm gonna see the board. This
right.
thing's right up on me, right?
Yeah, Villic,
Yeah,
it's
you're-
literally right behind you.
You're the thing by the Panther.
All right, so I'm gonna activate Wolfjaw.
Yep. It's like
Then- then
Wolfjaw against my cougar fang. Well met.
I'm gonna attack it twice.
You're Fury of Blows. Is that what you're saying?
He's attacking it twice with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, and since it's the same creature, you can just go ahead and make 2 attacks. One at full bonus, so whatever your full bonus is, plus 10.
Now, just a point of reference, if you want to delay until Burl, I can have.
You can't delay past the end of the turn.
Oh, I thought it was an infinite loop.
Nope, this is the end of the round. You cannot delay past the end of the round.
I don't like that because that's not how time works.
Danny, that's as close as I can get. You can see that, yeah?
I don't know.
Okay.
So 9.
Miss.
Fuck.
Always got the high decks.
Oh boy.
He's a panther, man. You can't sneak up on a panther.
And then 6 for 25.
Okay, well, that one hits. So 2 things happen. First, roll your damage, D8 plus 3. Second,
11.
okay.
Oh, sweet.
Second, So you used a stunning fit. I'm sorry, you used a flurry of blows, and you targeted both of them against one opponent. That means that if either of those hit, the creature has a chance of being stunned. So, do you know what your class DC is? No, you don't.
That's your proficiency plus your key.
It's your proficiency plus your key, but for a monk, I believe it is your
Plus 10.
I believe it's your wisdom.
Any one of the three stats
plus,
they need.
plus your key stat. Is that what that means?
Like for me, it's easy. It's charisma. So for me, it's 4 plus level. So for
Mine's
me,
my
it's,
strength. So
I mean,
it's
it's
4.
written.
Yeah,
It should
you
be
and me are
writ-
easy with
It
those,
should
yeah.
be written somewhere on your character sheet, but
when you have guys like the
Yours
I
is
never knew
probably
what
your
key meant.
dex.
I believe it is Dex. So,
Did I raise that?
but the monks, it might be
3 plus
key.
2.
No, we'll just say it's Dex. Okay, so Danny, 12, 11.
Yeah, it says strength or dex right there in the front. So his
Right.
dex.
But your class DC.
it should be proficiency 5 plus.
So yeah, but the
Dex.
monk isn't as simple as you guys' characters.
Yeah.
It might be tied to wisdom.
It should. Right?
Like for example, his key abilities and stuff are tied to.
Danny, is your wisdom higher than your dex?
Of course not.
Wisdom is negative.
Your wisdom's negative.
Classic monk
Yeah.
stat.
All right, so we'll tie it to Dex. Okay, so do you have class DC written on your character sheet, Danny?
Yeah, it should be just like this.
It's literally
There's a black box that says equals 10 base DC.
yeah, base DC 10, and then it says key, and then it
Key
says
as well.
prof.
I don't even have your key.
I didn't know what it was.
So yeah, so
I definitely
so your
didn't do
your
his.
key, Danny, is 4 because it's your dexterity, and your proficiency should be 4 or no
Should be 5.
5. So your DC is 19. So
Yep.
that's the number that you want to write down. It's 19. Everyone should basically be 19.
Right.
19.
Okay, so the cougar gets hit, takes 11 damage, but then because you flurried him with both your attacks, he has to make a fort save, DC 19, and he passed. Otherwise, he would be stunned.
Ooh.
So,
High roll.
17 plus 11,
Nice.
And a plus 11.
so 28.
You know, it's a cool 28.
Cool, 28.
Okay, you do outnumber them 2 to 1.
that is true.
So Villic, you take 1 action to go into your stance, 1 action to double flurry of blows. What do you want to do with your 3rd action?
Bounce out.
He could.
yeah,
I
feel
think
free to
so.
retreat. No. As much as I love Lucky, if he dies, I have to spend an hour
If he
or something. I can
dies,
find
if
another
he dies.
commander.
What's the
familiar.
board?
He needs
Roy,
to see the board.
Roy.
Remember, you're 2 men. You're 2 men.
Also, we went
Can
from
I move
100% to
that- is that-
40% in the amount of time we've been playing or showing you this.
Is that,
That's
is
how
that
better
Aegis
car.
behind?
I'm the big guy.
Oh, what is that behind me? Is that
That's
raccoon?
Lucky the Badger.
He
That's
can
a
help
raccoon.
you.
I'm gonna move behind that thing.
Okay. Yep, that's good. All right.
Now I can move up in front of the fucking thing.
Correct.
All right. So rage and
You might not have the movement.
shit. 5,
It is still hampered by a
15,
double,
so
right?
30.
So 15,
Ugh.
30. You need 45 feet.
and I'm at 15. So
Is that
that's-
2
that's
move
3.
actions?
That's all 3.
Ugh.
'Cause I
Well, at
have
least now
15.
you're.
No,
now
you
you're
need 45 feet total. So what's your movement?
15 because I failed the.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's
is.
all 3
It's
movements.
all 3 movements, yeah.
But the good news is now you've plugged the panther.
Yeah,
The panther can't get
basically-
by you.
So Azius,
Yes.
so Villic strikes a couple of times and then back flips out,
Yeah.
and then
And
Azius, you like
he
trudge
steps
through
in.
as the briars are all ripping and pulling at you, but
Yeah,
you
so-
just base him
but
up.
I did not rage. I had to use all 3 actions to
Yeah,
get
so
there.
so your AC is actually
I'm actually at 20.
20.
Yeah, next round.
Actually
though.
at 20.
All right,
now.
Burlington Burleson.
All right. Burl is going to stand where he is. And
Burlington Sorcery Factory.
he's going to
Sorcery
hit.
Factory.
I'm going to try to hit Grudmut. What's his name? Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot on Gugmort's turn.
Oh.
Roll D6 damage, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
It took more
forgot.
burning acid damage. 3. Now I'm going to roll a flat check. I need to roll 15 or higher. 16.
It was simple goblin
He's getting
poison.
hot right now. He's getting hot.
He knew.
Get hot.
He's getting hot.
All right. So
From here, I'm. Do you want to be enlarged? you want to be giant?
I'm going to kill this mother effer.
All right, let's. I mean, look, I'm here to have fun, so I'm going to cast enlarge on Gore as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Whatever gets me there.
That's fantastic.
I am a giant colossus. Thank you.
All right, Gore. What's the range on a large person?
It's a long amount. Where the hell is 30 feet? So I guess not that long.
I think he's just within range.
And then I'll instruct Lucky to tag along.
Okay.
So movement is
Well, Lucky has to make a reflex save at the start of his turn.
Oh. What is his reflex?
Don't know.
+7. 20.
So he passes. He's fine.
All right. So he's just regular movement.
This brush isn't anything to him.
Unless those things still are double. Yeah.
25. And he's going to double move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to get ready
Yep. Okay. So
to help.
Yep. So you enlarge Gore, and then you call Lucky up, who starts rushing towards the druid. Okay. So the panther, now faced with a non-raging barbarian, doesn't have a lot of choice. Bob.
But an enlarged non-raging
Plug in the
barbarian.
hole again.
All right, Bob. The creature's
Plug in
gonna
the hole.
the creature's gonna leap out at you with its jaws. +10 to hit. 29.
Yep.
Not a crit though.
Not a crit because
Yeah.
I was not raging.
2 for 50.
So you take 11 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and then the creature is gonna claw you once, and gets a 6.
Okay.
And then it's gonna use its third action to move 35 feet.
Easy. You need
Come
that.
back here, little
You need
kitty.
to get that attack of opportunity. You need to get.
But he doesn't have it yet.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to get the feet.
Come
Okay.
back here, little kitty.
So Gugmort casts Entangle. You guys rip free, and you guys are casting. So now, what's he gonna do? Let me take a look here.
Oh, I have good cover. I have real good cover.
Oh, goddamn, stupid thing.
I'm hiding.
Sorry, loading.
He runs away.
No.
And the mission ends.
Yeah, so he's going to.
Why did it run away so far?
I think he's got high speed and dex.
Yeah.
I think like a.
Oh, okay.
Don't matter, little
It's
kitty.
like just
Yeah,
all
I think
over
you'll
the
be able to
place.
catch him.
Come
no problem.
back here.
Charge it. Boom, 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 boom. It'll be like when Juggernaut's chasing Shadowcat in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
And to like fall into the floor and can't move.
That is unfortunate. All right. Well, it was gonna.
What's he trying to do?
Well, I was gonna try to Burning Hands, but it just doesn't really work out well. That the creature, how the creature works, or how the creature is moving. So instead, the creature is going to cast a hydraulic push.
Ooh, sounds familiar.
I know that spell.
Right at
on
you.
Gore.
Now remember, Gore, you're
Just resist.
clumsy 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? So his AC is down by 1.
Yep.
You are clumsy 1. So yeah, if you want to look at that enlarged person or a large spell.
All right, so the druid brings his hands together, water cap. You've seen this before, and then he
it's familiar.
shoots it out.
It's gonna be like a water. It's gonna be like a hose. You're gonna be fine.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
Got it.
All right. If it moves him, I'm gonna.
No, I mean, well, it could, right?
I guess my
I think
question.
only if you crit.
I guess my question right now,
Yeah, only if you
aside
crit.
from the hydraulic push, was since
no.
3/4 of me is in the.
Yep,
briar,
you're gonna have to make a check.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Now, how do-
on my turn, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All right. No, yeah, he's gonna get knocked back.
Now,
5
if
feet.
he is pushed back 5 feet, how does that work with the terrain? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You still get back 45 feet. But this is a level 2 hydraulic push.
Ooh,
So you're gonna take 5d6 damage.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
he's heightened
Oh
it.
boy.
Low numbers.
10,
Oh
16,
my gosh.
17, 22 damage.
Holy
And
shit.
moved back 5 feet.
And he's gonna push you back 5 feet well into the entangle. Now, that was 2 actions. With his third action,
You said that was 22 damage, right?
yeah, 22
Yeah.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah, 22.
22.
He moves to there, and as he does so, he walks through the briar patch,
the thick one.
Yeah, it moves right.
familiar.
It moves around him.
So he's got like walk through trees or
walk
whatever.
through. It's called pass without trace. So it's like as he walks through the briars, it literally just like moves around him as he kind of walks through.
He's one with nature.
So remember, that's pretty much total cover or cover for most of you. Okay, those were the monsters. So Gore, start of your turn, reflex save, entangle.
Yeah.
DC reflex save, DC 19. Oh,
20.
all right. All right. So you pass. So you're not affected by the movement penalty this turn. But remember, every square is difficult terrain plus 5 movement, and if it does have a triangle, it's 5 more.
Tell me if this is right. I'm gonna double hand my bastard sword
Okay.
and sudden charge to the.
I doubt you can make it. So the first square that you move is going to be 15 feet. Where are you double charging?
You keep goes directly.
You can't.
North.
Remember, there's a big X in front of you. You can't go through there. So you have to go through that little opening.
No, the one. Okay, let me show you.
Give me this.
Yeah. Why don't you hold that? Yeah. Roy, just go walk over.
Between the triangle and the X.
No, you can't.
No.
You're literally 10 feet by 10 feet.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
You could go through here.
Is that where you're going?
That's what he's talking about.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
With the sudden charge?
well, I don't think so
You're
because
not gonna make it to him.
the first square here. Let's do it. So the first square is 15 feet.
Yep. Which is your whole movement in one turn.
No, I have 25 feet.
Okay.
You're
The
just right.
the second move is 15 feet.
30 feet.
That is 5 feet.
35.
That is 45.
And then that basically it because
And
you got
But another
he's
5
fif-
and.
he's got 50.
Now, where you're standing now, you are in melee range.
Okay, so he
you have
could
10
hit
foot
him.
reach. Okay, so
Okay.
you can
You
do
have
it.
reach.
He has reach.
Okay.
Okay, he has reach. Okay.
I'll hold this to your turns over.
Okay. So you don't get entangled, which obviously would have completely screwed you. So your speed is high enough. So you push through the briars and the patches. You make your way through. Now you're still far away, but you have reach. So you're able to get there and make an
Well, you're
attack.
two-handed it, so
Now the creature has 8. Oh.
there we go. Get the close up on that 20. So that's a natural 20. So obviously a crit.
Well, so the way this works is, remember, okay. So the way this works is you tell me what your total is.
32.
Okay. Now so the creature's AC is up by 2 because he has cover.
He does have cover.
So his
Now
AC
remember, you add +2 with.
I'm sorry.
enlarged.
It's 30.
No. Plus 2 to damage.
That's for the
to
damage.
damage.
Okay,
To damage.
okay,
Well, I
gotcha.
mean, with a 20,
Okay.
you
a couple
clearly
things.
hit.
Remember, you have a -1 to hit because you're clumsy.
Okay.
Is that right, Matt?
I don't think so.
He-
I thought it was
he
just
is-
-1 AC.
He is
Oh,
close.
it's -1 to AC. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you got a 32, which would be a critical hit anyways. So you critical hit. So your damage is 4, 5, 6, right?
Yeah, 4 for strength.
4 for
Four
your
for
strength.
strength.
Plus
5
2.
plus 2 for being enlarged.
6.
So you're going to do D12 plus 6.
Oh my god.
18,
Doubled.
36 damage.
36.
Holy shit.
This is the son of a bitch who killed my village.
That is poetic. That is fitting.
What did damage to him? He got hit by something.
I hit him
Oh,
with
yeah.
the acid.
Oh,
The ass arrow did
yeah,
some
no, he's
fucking
dead now.
work.
He's dead.
The ass arrow did work.
His ass is tumbled back.
I mean, to be fair, he still had 30 hit points left.
That was his rival.
You charge forward, oversized Gore, brings up his double-handed bastard sword and brings it down in a huge arc. The sword whistles through the air. The small creature turns as he's like emerging from the briar patch, like, the rip nugget will be the
Yeah, it's a small character, 3 foot, 4 foot, versus someone who's 8, 9, 10 feet tall.
Right.
Like
It's Dave and Goliath.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for my village. You
son of a bitch.
Whoa, okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, Villic, you literally make quick work out of the guy. I was like, oh no, he's like, he's got,
Gore, yeah.
I was like, he's got 50 hit points. I'm like, why does he only have 30? I'm like, oh, that acid arrow
acid arrow.
hit him for like
It was
20.
a good hit.
Well, 2 hits is all it took. Okay.
Yeah.
Gore, that's your turn. So you're over. So Villic, your turn. Well, there's only one enemy left. It's the cougar. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going to run away. So
Yeah, I was like, I don't even see why this. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I'm not
scared
even.
shitless.
Yeah.
You do
mean-
get to go first. I mean,
Yeah.
Villic does get to go.
Yeah.
We could We could
Right, but
attack this
The
thing.
two
Yeah,
highest
yeah,
rolls did
Yeah,
cancel out my
right.
two lowest
There is
rolls.
literally nothing to be gained and
Yeah.
only things to lose because if you fight it,
Yeah.
the creature will continue to attack you. But because our game doesn't have experience points, killing the creature doesn't net you or anything else.
Yeah, no.
Also, the creature does not have any magical items on it.
No.
So,
So we will let him run away, and I'll use resolve to get back full health.
okay. So at the end of the fight, the enlarged person spells do wear off.
Yes.
Well, at least yours does, Bob.
Yes, for sure. Mine does.
Okay. The entangle spell does end, and you guys are able to pick your way through. Now, Gugmort is dead.
Yeah.
And Gugmort has a very well-crafted, finely shaped staff.
That's you.
Seems like something a sorcerer would be interested in.
I hope so.
I'm using resolve.
Do I have
too.
Arcana? I have Arcana.
Okay. do you have detect magic?
No.
Where's Detect Magic?
It's a
It's an ability,
it's a
a
cantrip
skill.
spell.
Oh, it's
No, I have Arcana and
Okay. Well, you can make an Arcana check.
Occultism. Okay.
You got that occultism?
I did. That's why I took for my
Yes!
feet. 23 on the Arcana.
Ooh, Matt, that's a very good roll.
I rolled a 17.
There you go.
All right, Matt. Well, you begin investigating this staff, which is. Let me see if I have some.
While Derek's waiting, I did use resolve though to fully heal my
My
stamina
people.
because I ain't messing around with that shit.
My people have finally
I
been
like how you said that
avenged.
3 times.
Just letting everyone know at home that using resolve for full stamina.
I'm so glad my people are avenged.
So that's a good question, Gore. So Gugmort, who led the attack on your people, is dead. But does that mean that you're all
The
done
followers.
with this?
Yeah,
No.
there's the rest of his crew.
I now realize that this horror can happen to anybody, and I should help anybody who's experienced this
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it. I think.
Protect other innocent from
Protect
getting
the innocent
Yeah.
from dog killing.
dog slicer blades going every which way.
And they hate horses too? What kind of?
Yeah.
Who are these?
Horses.
Villic is standing
There's
right next to
there's
us.
literally a goblin in your party.
He's literally standing right there, guys.
Mutually or present company excluded.
Bill, like you like horses, right?
No, Villic, you're not a big fan.
He also hates dogs.
We're gonna work.
I love
on
animals.
this.
Yeah,
See, he
talk
likes
to
animals.
Physical Danny who loves animals.
Yeah,
Villic.
right. We're gonna
All right,
give you
Matt.
exposure
Yes, sir.
therapy.
This staff resembles a blackened and burned length of crooked ashen wood. So it looks like a, like a stick that you've, charcoaled up a little bit. But as you hold it, you realize that it's hard, almost like a obsidian. It doesn't like leave any sort of charcoal or any sort of any of that on you. It smells faintly of soot and glows as you grab it, as if lit from inside like an ember. You know, like when a charcoal gets nice and hot and it's got that kind of internal glow. So when you hold it, the staff starts to glow with an internal fire. In fact, you can use one action while wielding this staff. If you touch the tip of it to a torch, tinder, or any other sort of flammable substance, it'll burst into flames.
Like a
Lighter. Yeah.
I might need that.
But this is a staff of fire.
Sounds pretty sweet.
It does sound pretty sweet.
And this doesn't really do a lot.
Okay, never
you
mind.
can
I
light my
lied.
hooded lantern though.
Well, sort of. So a staff of fire, it's a magical staff of fire. It gives you access to the cantrip Produce Flame,
Did you have that?
I do.
and it gives you access to the first level spell, Burning Hands.
Which I also have.
Damn it.
But the cool thing is, you can. It's kind of complicated. Number one, if you didn't have those spells, you have those spells now. So one thing to consider is maybe if you have this staff, you might get rid of those spells later. and
Yeah,
pick a
choose
different
something else and
Won't
But-
use up a spell slot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the other thing is when you use the spell, you have to prepare it. And what happens is a magical staff, basically you are able to put some of your energy into it. So it gains charges whenever you prepare it for the day. So basically at the start of the day, you can kind of like hold the staff and it gains You gain charges for free. That staff gains a number of charges equal to the highest level of spell you're able to cast. So basically, every day, at the beginning of the day, it gets 2 charges.
Okay.
And you can use those charges to cast Burning Hands. Okay?
Yep, got it.
But because you're a spontaneous caster, you can also use your slots to cast spells out of the staff. Does that make sense?
You can.
Don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
I'll explain it all in
All right.
Discord
All right.
how it
Okay.
works. It's
Okay.
basically like, it's like if you didn't have Burning Hands, you could subtract spells slots from your character to cast Burning Hands through the staff gets 2 free castings. And after you've used up those 2 free castings, if you want to use some of your magical power, you can channel your magical power through the staff, and those will become Burning Hands.
So if you wanted 4 burning hands instead of 2, you could do that.
So that's the way it works.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Seems like a nice staff there.
Yeah.
There,
I mean,
Burl.
it's better than the nothing that I had before, so.
I felt bad because you were getting nothing.
I think also, I don't know if
It's also worth 60 gold.
Ooh, in Pathfinder, I don't know if they do something where like you get a +1 wand. You
Nope.
know, like you would.
They do not.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have things like that.
They do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do
So
not.
that I don't have the cool like a weapon that just can +1 weapon.
No, you do
+1.
not. The main reason for that is that when a melee character misses, they get nothing.
There's often
if I miss or if they make the save, they still take half damage or something happens to them.
Yeah.
So the way they kind of balance that out is through that. Also, the other thing is people usually have 3 everyone has 3 saves, whereas you only have 1 armor class. So when they're attacking, they have to attack armor class, which is usually pretty good. Saves, it's very rare
Dependent.
that all 3 are good.
Yeah.
Usually, each monster will have 1 save that is significantly weaker.
And hopefully you have a spell that hits each.
And
of
if you
the-
have a spell that hits each of those and you can figure out by using your recall knowledges or just through experience and knowledge what their weakness is, and you can target that weakness,
you're much more
I
likely
mean,
to hit.
look, what's the difference between your highest and your lowest save?
Well, for me it's 7, 7, 8, but
Okay, well that's actually really, really good. So
Yeah, mine's 10, 6, 8. So
right, so that's
is
a
rough
that's a
in the
4
middle.
that's
Yeah.
a 4-point difference.
focus on that 6.
So if you target his 6, which is probably what
Reflex.
your reflex,
it's a
right?
16, hit him with a fireball.
That's the difference between him having like a 16 willed AC versus a 20 fort AC. So right, hit him with the fireball. And then even if he passes, he still takes half damage.
Yeah.
So that's where that's really strong.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, so Gugmort is dead.
Yes. Here.
All right. Good job.
Yes.
So, Gore. He is slain. And
He was slain by
Yeah,
this
we're
guy.
gonna have to.
yes. And with that, oh, perfect. It's just after 10.
Yep.
So with that, the final defender of the Nettlewood is defeated, and ahead lies the wooden bridge that leads to Thistletop. So next time, you guys will be able to press on and continue your assault of Thistletop. Hopefully, you guys have plenty of resolve left. You guys keep it going.
I'm
'cause-
at 2.
I was going to use one now to resolve my stamina.
yeah, you can do that. As long as you're not in combat, you can, and not under direct assault, you can always do that.
Yep.
So one of the key things is going to be over the next couple of weeks, or the next couple of sessions, is if you have to go back to town because you need to like recover and rest and recover your stamina, your resolve, that's going to give the goblins time. Time to defend, time to organize, time to realize that adventurers are kicking their butts.
Bolster up their troops.
So your goal should be to do as much damage
Quickly.
as you can on just this initial foray,
Okay.
because you want to damage them enough that if you do need to go back to town and you do need to rest and then return, that even though they're going to have one night to recover, maybe their defenses have been so depleted that you're going to be able to really make.
That's 1 line versus 3 lines of defense.
Correct.
Yeah, they can
Right.
double their troops.
Also,
or
right now
whatever.
you have sort of the advantage of surprise.
They don't
Now,
know we're here.
You don't know they don't know you're here yet.
Yeah.
So being smart about using your resolve is going to be really important about that as well.
Okay.
All right.
Now, so I did use all of my 2nd level spells. Well, I still have all my 1st level spells, so that's good. But Derek, I can spend a resolve to get back
can hang
just
up on
one spell slot. So I can use a resolve to get back a spell slot.
So
like
the way it
one
works,
usage?
yeah. So the way it works, again, this is a house rule for people listening at home that I'm using, but you're able to spend a resolve point to get your level 3 back in spell slots, which would be 3 levels worth of spell slots.
So a second level spell counts as 2. So you can get back a second level spell
and a first level spell.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Now, next level, you'll be able to get back two twos
Second level spells.
or 4 1s.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So right now, if you used one, you'd get back a second level spell. But since you're maxed out on your first level spells, you wouldn't get a first level spell back. So you'd lose a little bit. Excuse me. And really all that factors into is that if you can keep Burl protected, then he's going to be able to use his resolve
To get more spells. And then
to get more resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get more enlarges.
enlarges. So how did you guys like the enlarge?
Mine was awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
My experience is great.
yeah. Like I think it's
10 out of 10 would do again.
Yeah.
like I think it's a very flavorful, fun thing. So that's why I
When I
want to.
plugged the hole up, I felt pretty cool.
Right. So definitely, and also,
Villic, we'll get him.
and that's the other thing too. Remember that in terms of keeping the game going, remember as you guys accomplish what I would think of them as video game checkpoints. When you guys accomplish checkpoints, I will typically reward the party with resolve. So basically, as long as you guys kind of stay on target and you keep doing good things, and you're basically the party's resolve is furthering on. You're not getting dejected. You're going to keep gaining resolve. So as long as you can balance the gain of the resolve versus the loss of the resolve, you should, in theory, be able to kind of continue on for essentially forever.
Okay.
So that's definitely.
Did we get
I
one
like
on that one, or
You will gain one when you reach the island.
Okay.
So technically, at the beginning of next session, you will gain a resolve.
Gotcha.
Did you even know what you're gonna press?
I can't remember him.
Well,
Because
that
it
was-
worked. It worked fine.
that was-
Yeah,
that was-
it worked
that
out.
was-
okay.
that was-
I was
was
hitting
the
him
one.
earlier.
I was waiting for the wham wham wham.
Nope. Wow. There we go. So I can
green one.
I can program those with any sound. I need to get some good sound effects in
Yeah.
there. So if
I think
anybody has any
like
recommendations
smash a glass
for,
break or something.
yeah, if anybody has any good recommendations,
A laser sound.
Well, I mean, this is great for when the one gets rolled.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's good. And the applause is good.
the applause is great.
Yeah.
But I need to get some good sounds in there. So.
Especially now you got like fireball and electric arc.
Oh yeah. Well, wait till next level when I roll fifth level when I get a third level spell and I get fireball.
Yeah.
Well, now
does-
I just need a smash noise.
all right. Well, as I said at the beginning, so real quick, let's talk about the beer of the week. Let's talk about the Rheingeist. I loved it.
I thought it was delicious.
I thought it was great.
I had two of
I like
them.
the juicy.
Yeah,
juicy
very.
flavor.
It definitely had
Started
this.
losing the juice at the end.
I agree.
There, but,
I agree.
I think that's where the IPA hops
Yeah, and
comes in.
the warmer the beer gets,
But definitely had a strong citrusy flavor, and I did enjoy it. Rory,
It felt very smooth.
You're like our Bud Lighter. So
Well, but when I was drinking that, I'm like, you guys keep picking these IPAs that don't bite you so hard, and I'm just like, wow, you can have 9% alcohol without getting that bitter
Right.
taste. At
Well,
the
don't
end.
worry. I'm going to pick the beer for next time.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to pick something destructive.
Ooh, gross.
Destructive.
Well, that's why I asked if the beer could just be Scotch instead.
Yeah.
But I also want to know what Cloud Harvest 03 means.
Well, no, we. Oh, right, exactly.
It's
maybe it was made.
2003.
Maybe they originally designed it in 03.
I'm guessing it was the
But,
third iteration.
for the people.
first two didn't work so well.
But for the people at home, we
Exploded.
are thinking of doing some holiday special episodes
There we go.
where we might upgrade from the beer to a little bit of harder liquor,
Mhm.
along with some fun optional rules that involve re-rolls. Take
Yeah.
a shot.
Yeah, Danny, were you here for that talk?
We'll see.
I think so.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but again, I really want to appreciate it. Hopefully there hasn't been a break in the episodes because we've delayed publishing these.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get some things in order. We want to make this look good and great for you guys, as always. And so hopefully this break hasn't been an issue. So any final thoughts before we close out?
That
Dina?
one felt pretty good. We're getting
that was fun.
getting to a rhythm here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that felt smoother.
Yeah, definitely having a fully functional party.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Villic being present. I mean Azius
not being drunk?
not
No.
sucking.
Not being an
Bob
alchemist.
not being drunk and Azius not sucking. The second level spells from Burl definitely felt like a power increase.
Yeah. I thought
Two enlarges.
I
and
didn't
the one,
realize
acid.
his acid arrow
was super good.
is what tipped that in my favor.
Yeah. Well, you still did a ton of damage.
Yeah, that was pretty
that was
legit.
two perfect
Right.
rolls. but
Yeah, that was.
And this is a great example because huge,
Two perfect rolls.
Yeah.
huge
after the two unperfect rolls.
huge movement. This is really a movement centered fight, but because you guys had pretty much all taken relatively movement increasers, and two of the four people in the party have sudden charge.
Yeah.
It was
And
really
then I just don't care about moving.
Correct.
So that all works out. You know,
yeah,
in this
right,
case
exactly.
here.
So it didn't really harm anybody, and you guys were able to get in and out. So it worked out really well.
The reach.
Well, and that's another thing too. I knew the cougar was going to attack from the rear. You had Villic in the rear,
Yeah.
not Burl.
Yeah, that was
So-
really good.
Imagine if instead of the
Very
21
true.
AC, 10 hit point per
if
level.
Villic had been on drills that week.
Exactly. Well, this is really tough. It's a good thing that you had Villic. If Villic hadn't been here this week, I probably would have had Shalelu join the party because you guys
Oh, to
really,
help
you guys
fill in.
really need a full party to be able to take on this goblins because things can get out of control real quick. Because if a fight spirals out of control and reinforcements come in or things like that, it can get real nasty real quick because then you suddenly have creatures coming at you from all different sides. You're really outnumbered. So,
Yeah.
well, for the Knights of Last Call, I'm Derek
Hey.
Melenda, and cheers to you and your party members. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. It's when we're filming this the day before, and hope you guys had a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving. And we look forward to some holiday. Oh, all right.
Stacy's calling me now.
Okay.
Too.
We look forward to some fun holiday time, and we're going to try to continue to up the production quality. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.